Carbon Dino Basketball on 95.3 The Peak. Welcome to the Carbon Dino pregame show on KRPX 95.3 The Peak. Brought to you by Landon's Diesel Service. Leave your truck in the hands of those who know diesel engines. Landon's Diesel Service at 540 South 300 West in Price. And now for tonight's play-by-play, let's join Sonny Buscarini.
Good evening and welcome to Carbon Dino Basketball here on 95.3 The Peak, where the Dinos play tonight. We're in Camas, Utah, as the Carbon Boys will battle South Summit. Both teams 2-0 on the season, but one of them will drop to 2-1 tonight, and one will go to 3-0 and remain undefeated. Early in the season should be a good game tonight. I'm Sonny Buscarini. Joining me in the Sutherland's broadcast booth here in a minute will be Aiden Mortensen. Tonight, the Carbon Dinos on the road, as we said, 2-0 on the season, as they had their 74-63 win over Uinta. That was the last game they played to go to 2-0, so not a lot of games here early in the season, but 2-0. South Summit, same way with the 2-0 record, as they come in with a win last week to go to 2-0 as well. So it's the Carbon Dinos and South Summit tonight here from Camas. Joining me now in the booth is Aiden Mortensen. And Aiden, pleasure to have you here once again for another installment of Carbon Dino Basketball. As we said, both teams 2-0. One team will try to remain undefeated tonight here in Camas. Should be a good game tonight.
Oh, Sonny, it's always a pleasure to be here with you in the Sutherland's broadcast booth. And tonight we got a pretty exciting game between these two teams, both undefeated early on in the season. Carbon playing very well early on. You can tell this group has really had time to mesh together under head coach Taylor Brower. And now both of these teams looking to keep their record undefeated, but unfortunately one of them going to have to go home with a loss. Last time these two teams met, Sonny, was a bit of a different story. South Summit, one of the state title favorites back early on in the year. They came away with the victory early last season with it was a very competitive game. It was a 76-60 victory for the Wildcats, so a lot went right. But one of the big things that's going against South Summit heading into this game is the loss due to graduation of all-state scorer Logan Wolstenhume. He was averaging 26.6 points per game, Sonny, last year, and he was a key piece of this. But South Summit has done a good job in trying to adapt to that loss.
Absolutely, and South Summit has some players that can put the ball in the basket, including Maddox Welch, the senior. He wears number 3. He's averaging 20 points a game early on in the season.
And 2 games in, but being able to put 20 plus up in those 2 contests is always very impressive to see. Something as a coach, you got to feel pretty confident being able to find an immediate 20-point per game score. And not far behind him in that category, Sonny, is Blake Osgathorpe. He's averaging 17.5 per game. So those are your 2 kind of go-to scorers for the Wildcats.
Blake is senior as well, as you said, 17 points a game. Bill Harris averaging 15 points a game. The junior wears number 15.
Yeah, and it's a very stacked roster, Sonny. You go about 4 deep in terms of players who are really putting the ball in the basket. Harris, kind of that number 3 option, and as a junior, that's a good sign for head coach Craig Morris.
Joey Harris averaging 11 points a game, the senior, off to a very good start as well. So there's a lot of people that can put the ball in the basket, as you can see, averaging double digits here early on in the season, 2 games in. The Carbon Dinos, so far 2-0 on the season. Same thing for them. Kyler Orth averaging 13.5 points per game for the Dinos. You got Carter Warburton averaging 11, Logan Bennett averaging 18, Ty Mortensen averaging 10. So you have 4 players for the Dinos averaging double digits as well. But this year it seems like so far the Dinos, their offense is clicking. It seems like everybody is in a position that is making them comfortable.
It is. Everyone seems to be playing their roles to
Yes.
maximum efficiency, and that's what you want to see. You want to see players who are willing to buy in to the system, get going, and make sure that they're playing correctly in those roles that they've been assigned by coach. One thing that's really stuck out to me early on in the season, Sonny, is the free throw shooting from the Dinos across the board, shooting about 75% from the line, and that's kind of that sweet spot. You want to see it get close to that 75-80% range. Last year, we saw a few close games swing in the favor of the Dinos' opponents because they couldn't connect from the charity stripe when it mattered most. This year, been a completely different story. It's been good to watch that development from that aspect.
Junior guard wearing number 11, Jackson Bozzoni, has been great so far this season in the first two games, dribbling the ball, controlling the game with his dribble, making things happen on the offensive side for the Dinos.
And it feels like in a fast break scenario, too, when he gets going, he's near unstoppable on the drive to the rim. We've seen several times where he makes the right decision, too. He knows when he needs to put it up. He's also a very selfless player. He passes the ball out if he feels defenses collapsing around him. He's ready to keep things moving around. That's what makes him such a special player as a junior, and why you're seeing him get pretty major minutes early on is that he is that kind of system player that Coach Brower is looking for, especially in a very high-speed, high-pace system. You need athletes with a lot of stamina, and Bozzoni brings that in spades.
Completely agree with that, and the way Bozzoni is playing right now has made Carter Warburton more comfortable shooting the basketball. He's shooting the three very well. He's getting open threes, and he's hitting them.
That he is, Sonny. He's doing a good job playing more of a catch-and-shoot role this year, but he is a defensive menace as well. You look at him in the defensive sets for the Dinos. He is a constant ball hawk. If you have Carter Warburton on you and you're trying to dribble down court, you're in for a long night because he is going to hassle you all the way down, and he keeps those hands active, but he also moves his feet. He's not very foul-prone, which is very good in this offense that's primarily set up by defensive turnovers.
You have Bozzoni controlling the offense with the ball. You have Warburton shooting the three, and then you have Ty Mortensen in the middle. He's scoring 10 points a game. He's averaging 6 blocks per game in the first two games. Like we said, being comfortable. He is comfortable right now being that center position.
That he is, and he has blossomed into this role. And we saw flashes of it last year during his junior campaign. He would come in off the bench, and he would really dominate on the glass and in the painted area, especially when it comes to blocks. What makes him so special when it comes to blocking shots is oftentimes you're going to see block shots sail off into the stands, sail out of bounds. He excels in keeping these balls active and in play. He swats them up, and he's able to come down with a rebound and set something up in the break. It's pretty impressive to watch. And I know we talked about on the way up here, yeah, averages are a little moot here early on in the season, but being able to contribute 6 blocks in your first 2 games, that's no easy feat. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him average 3 or 4 throughout the year.
And the two forwards, Bennett and Orth, Bennett averaging 18, Orth averaging 13 points per game. They're comfortable in their forward position. They're scoring. They're pulling down rebounds as well, playing good defense. So when we say the team is comfortable on the offensive side of the ball, they're comfortable playing where they are right now, and they're being successful with it.
They really are, Sonny. And another area that really has impressed me this year is the off-ball movement on the offensive side of things. Offense last year for the Dinos seemed very stagnant in the half court. We didn't see a lot of movement. It was a lot of isolation ball, trying to get to the hoop. And if they didn't have a fast break, they were kind of SOL. But this year, they've done a good job in maintaining pressure, in moving the ball around, keeping themselves moving around the perimeter, and finding the open shot.
So after this, the Dinos will head to Logan. They'll have 3 games up in Logan. So lots of basketball now for the Dinos. They start out with only 2 games. They've had some time off after those 2 games, but now it's time to hit it heavy, and they will start with tonight, and they have a lot of games coming up ahead.
Yeah, they're preparing for 4 games in just as many days, Sonny. Tonight they're taking on South Summit. Then they're heading up to Logan for the Coach Tueller basketball tournament. They're going to face teams a bit above classification as well as Logan within. So they're facing Mountain Crest, Logan, and Green Canyon over the next few days. That's going to be a tall task, but good competition early on not only builds skills for the later season, but it also builds up that RPI resume, something which has become ever important in this era of high school basketball.
Yep, you're listening to the Landon's Diesel Service pregame show here from Camas, Utah, on the campus of South Summit High School. It's the Carbon Dinos 2-0, South Summit 2-0. Tip-off just a little ways away, so keep it right here on the Landon's Diesel Service pregame show. We'll take a break. When we come back, talk a little bit more about tonight's game. And we also have an interview that Jordan did with the head coach of the Carbon Dinos, Coach Brower. We'll play that for you as well. So don't go anywhere right here on the Landon's Diesel Service pregame show. It's Carbon Dino basketball on 95.3 The Peak, where the Dinos play.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck, because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
At A Perfect Smile, they specialize in transforming your smile with precision and care. From porcelain veneers and dental implants to orthodontics, crowns, and bridges, their expertise covers every aspect of general and cosmetic dentistry. Dr. Jackson and his team are here to address even the most challenging dental concerns, helping you achieve a smile you'll love. Ready for a smile makeover? Call A Perfect Smile today, 637-2100, to schedule an appointment.
Looking for the perfect mattress? We've got you covered. At Bill's Home Furnishings, we have the largest selection of mattresses in eastern Utah, including the highly rated Serta Perfect Sleeper. And when it comes to price, we're competitive with anywhere in the state. But we're more than just mattresses. From quality furniture and home accessories to reliable appliances, we've got everything you need to make your house a home. Stop by Bill's Home Furnishings today, where selection, savings, and service meet. Right here in eastern Utah.
Looking for financial solutions? At Cache Valley Bank, they're here to help. Whether you need commercial loans, mortgages, or expert financial advising, they've got you covered. Visit them today on the corner of First West and Main Street. Cache Valley Bank, your partner in financial success.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC. When your comfort is on the line, trust the experts who care. At Air Temp Heating and Cooling, we've been dedicated to keeping Castle Country cozy since 1999. Our certified technicians are ready with 24/7 emergency service and the latest knowledge in heating and cooling technology. As a proud Bryant authorized dealer, we'll do whatever it takes to ensure your home or business stays comfortable year-round. Call Air Temp Heating and Cooling today at 637-4468.
At Castle Country Vet, they believe every pet deserves a touch of love and expert care. You can trust Dr. Harmer and Dr. Kelly. They're not just veterinarians, but passionate pet lovers, dedicated to nurturing your furry friends like family. From routine checkups to emergency interventions, you and your pet will experience compassionate, professional care every step of the way. Let Castle Country Vet help your pets lead the happiest, healthiest lives. Call Castle Country Vet today, 637-5797, because love is a four-legged word.
Discover peace of mind with Don's Hometown Insurance, now even closer to home at their new location, 58 West Main Street in Price. Connect directly with friendly agents ready to tailor a package just for you. Imagine bundling your home, auto, and life insurance, simplifying your life while maximizing your savings. Experience personalized service designed to protect what matters most to you. Visit Don's Hometown Insurance today and feel the difference.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck, because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
Carbon Dino basketball continues on 95.3 The Peak.
Earlier last week, Jordan was able to catch up with head coach of the Carbon Dinos, Taylor Brower. We're going to throw it out to that interview in full.
Joining us in studio, we have head coach Taylor Brower. And Coach, it's always a pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. I enjoy coming in as well.
Yeah, it's always a lot of fun, Coach. We're already 2 games deep into the season. Good news for Carbon, 2-0. I know there's context that matters behind that. What I mean by that is you probably are looking for more things than just the W this early on in the season.
Yeah, you know, growing up, I always felt like the preseason was always there to help build our team for the region play. And so this preseason that we have, there's some hard teams, there's some easy teams. And I feel like as long as we just keep getting better by the time we hit region, then we'll be fine depending, on every game. I try to look for things that we can get better at. And I try to look for things that the other team is doing that might correlate to a team in the region. And so we just try to just game plan as much as we can right now and play as good as we can.
Before we dive deep into the roster, I got to ask you, how much better is it being year 2?
Oh, so much better.
Yeah.
These seniors I've had for a whole year now. Right. So, the seniors last year, they were great. Like, they did everything I asked them to. They played hard and they played well. But having a whole year underneath a system is totally making a difference, because now all of the vocab and all of the jargon that we use in practice, I don't have to explain it all the time. I just say a word and the kids know what I'm talking about. So it's really easy. It makes practices easy and me communicating with them easier for sure.
Yeah, because I got to believe, while it was your program last year, you probably had to make some concessions to those seniors, right? You don't have to do that this year.
No, I don't. These seniors, they know what my expectations are. They know how I want to play. And the thing is with these seniors is, we kind of have, one of the things I try to do with my players, I try to have them buy into what we're doing because I want them to own it. And so I ask them, like, what do you want to play and how do you want to play and what shots do you want to look for, and who do you want to get the ball in certain situations and stuff like that. So with their buy-in, it just makes it easier for me, because then I can just be like, hey, look, we talked about this earlier. You guys decided this. We're not doing this. And so we've got to make sure we do better at it.
Well, so far 2-0, and again wins against Tooele and wins against Uinta. Without looking at what those teams do well, what have you done well in these first 2 games?
I feel like our unselfishness has played a really major role in that. That's one of the things with these seniors and the juniors as well. Like, they play very unselfishly. They move the ball well. They find the extra guy. We need to do a better job of finding the extra guy, but last night we had I think we had 17, 18 assists, and then Tooele we had 17 assists. And so I can't fault that. That means they're moving the ball and sharing the ball. So that's the one thing, is their unselfishness. The other thing too is they're comfortable with each other. Most of these seniors have played with each other since middle school. So it's been very helpful to have them be comfortable, because they know what everyone's strengths are, what their weaknesses are. And so it's been nice to have that.
And you guys have also been able to create a lot of offense defensively, right?
Oh, that's for sure. Coming from where I came from in Wyoming, we always made sure that we were the number 1 defensive team in the state. And then having that same mindset going through the other coaches that I've been with, and then coaching with Ray, reiterated that, and it's allowed me to implement a man defense that's hard to beat, and it's created a lot of turnovers. And because we're talking and communicating, and because the kids are trusting each other, it's definitely helping on the offensive end.
And tell me if I'm wrong here. I know analytics play such a huge role in sports in general today, but I've always said there's context to every stat that we're looking at, right? So if your defense is creating offense, that means you're scoring quickly, which means you are creating extra possessions in the game, which means you can't always look at the opponent's points per game that you're allowing, because you're creating X amount of more possessions, right?
Correct. So but even with creating more possessions, that also is the other side of that is you might be creating more turnovers for yourself too. So one of the things that we do try is we are trying to create more possessions so we have the ball more, but we're also trying to be more efficient within those possessions. With as fast as we want to play, our turnovers are going to go up.
Sure.
And so we just understand that. And I'm okay with that. Most coaches want to stay between 10 to 12 turnovers. I don't think that's going to be possible with our team, because we are creating more possessions because of our defense and we're playing fast. So it's just something that's just give and take.
Yeah, the game against Uinta, 70-55. That's a high-scoring game for high school basketball. 36 minutes of basketball, you have 120 points scored.
Yeah, and even our athletic director, Ted Bianco, looked at me last night. He's like, I think you might be leading the average in points per game right now. And I'm like, that's our point. That's our goal. We want to be able to outscore other teams. But we also realize, too, that as the season goes on, teams are going to want to slow us down. And so then we've got to get better at just being more efficient at scoring in the half court.
So through these 2 games, you look back, 2-0 looks good, right? But how satisfied are you?
I'm not satisfied. I'm not. I know they were great wins and we played really well, but the ultimate goal is right now for us is to win a region. So we've got to make sure that we get to that point. And our region is tough. We've got some tough teams in our region, and there's a few teams that are down, but I don't ever think you can count them out. But that's our objective, is that we got to make sure all cylinders are clicking in region, and then we got to make sure that we keep that going through the state tournament. I mean, the ultimate goal is a state championship, but my philosophy is the state championships are a byproduct of what you put in the off season and in the season. So if that ends up happening for us, great this year. If not, I'll be still proud of the kids of wherever we end up.
Again, Coach Taylor Brower joining us right now as we talk about the early going of the season. Coach, you talked about region. I think it is important to mention significantly smaller this year than it has been in years past, which had to be difficult from a coach perspective and scheduling games. You had to make up, I think, 6 games, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was hard. I liked it, though, because now I had the extra 6 games I could play with. So, I mean, we're still playing teams. Like, we're still playing Richfield. We're still playing Delta. We're still playing Juab. We picked up Green River and San Juan. So we're still playing teams that we would normally play in a region. But the nice thing about the smaller region is we don't have to win as many games to take region. So as long as we play really well, play them twice really well, I think we'll be fine. And the one hard part is because it's an odd number, we have a bye week, which I think it might help us because the season is long and it is a grind, and by then kids are going to want that extra break. I think it'll be nice.
Yeah, when you say not winning as many games, I never really thought about that. I mean, in years past, we could say winner of this region could lose 3 or 4 games. Well, that's not the case anymore.
No, and then this year with our region, like if we can, there's a couple teams that if we can split with, then we'll be fine. But there's other games that we have to win both, and so. If we win outright, if we win every game, that would be awesome. So that we're the outright winner. But I don't think that's feasible because there are some good teams in our region that we can't disrespect because they do have good coaching staffs.
Let's talk about some of the individual players. I want to start with Logan Bennett. We really got to see what Logan was going to be capable of this year. Last year, I thought his growth was astronomical from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. So what does it look like between last season and now this season?
Logan's an athlete. He is just a goer. He's going to work his tail off. He's going to work harder than anyone else on that floor. Against Tooele, he had 26 points and played really well. Last night, he only had, I think, 11 points, but his energy is what drives us. His ability to go for the loose balls, go for the offensive rebounds, and just rebound in general. Like, those are the things that I can't teach kids, and his just energy and his work ethic is what's going to carry us. He'll have good games, he'll have bad games, but if he stays consistent energy-wise, we'll do so well. Because even like last night, we had 4 guys in double digits, and he was one of them. But our scoring is so just even across the board. It's going to be hard to stop. And yeah, I would expect Logan's probably going to be one of our kids that are going to score most nights. But everything outside the intangibles is where he is the key on our team for sure.
And you and I were talking off of the cuff about how much you love watching tape. You love going back and watching games. And a lot of the things that you're describing with Logan, you're not going to see on a piece of paper that they hand you at the end of the game. You're going to see that on tape, right?
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Like, if you look at Logan's statistics from last year, I mean, they're good. And you look at the ones the last 2 games, they're good too. But it's the intangibles that you have to watch him in order to be able to stop him, to be honest with you. And if you don't, you're going to get beat.
Let's talk about Kyler Orth, Carter Warburton. These are 2 kids well familiar with the program, right? And so here they are now as seniors.
Yeah, both of them work hard. Kyler Orth, we call him Greg because that's his middle name. But yeah, he works hard. He's a slasher. He's a driver. He's just like Logan in regards to his energy and his work ethic, and he works as hard as he can all the time. And I appreciate him for that. He is a high flyer, so he is able to jump higher than most kids, and so that helps for sure. He likes going to the rim, and he's good around the hoop, which is what we need as well. And Carter Warburton, he's just solid. He takes good shots. He's getting better at driving and kicking the ball. And these last 2 games, he's had some solid games for me, and he's made some very good decisions. And so I see him going forward as just a solid player that I can rely on. If he scores, great. If he doesn't, I don't think it's going to hurt us, but I know that his defensive ability and his ability to distribute the ball and get to the hoop is going to open up shots for other guys.
Let's talk about Ty Mortensen. He's had a great start as well.
Ty Mortensen is awesome to have. He's a rim protector. And last night against Uinta, there was one kid that all he did was, previous to this, was just inside shots. And Ty shut him down. Like, he blocked probably that kid twice, and the kid didn't know what to do. And he would pump fake, and Ty would just stand there. And so then the kid's like, well, what do I do? And so he'd have to kick it out. And so Ty, and rebounding is awesome. Like, he jumps high, and he gets the ball high. And, and the nice thing about our offense is I want kids to grab the rebound and go. I don't have one kid on my team that I don't trust bringing the ball down the floor. And Ty's one of those. Like, if he grabs a rebound and goes and just starts dribbling, he can go coast to coast because no one's going to stop him because he's agile and he has good footwork, and that's from his soccer. And it's just fun to watch. Ty's been he's a huge part of our defense for sure, and offense as well. And has a nice soft touch. He's not a bad shooter from about 15 feet out. I wish he would shoot it more. But yeah, he's definitely, he plays a lot of minutes for sure.
And then one of the kids I talked to you about as soon as you came into the station today, Jackson Pisoni's ability to get to the rim, right? That was evident in the game against you.
Oh yeah, Jackson's so fast. He's people don't think he's that fast, but he is, and he's smart. He makes a lot of good decisions. He sees the floor really well. But yeah, he definitely helps at that point guard, and I want to get the ball down the floor. And as much as I want people to pass the ball up the floor, he's actually better with it in his hands. And because he goes so fast, he can get up the floor faster than most kids. So, the other seniors as well. You have Cash and you have Caleb. Like Cash is a shooter. He shoots the ball. And one of the things I asked him to do is anytime he touches the ball, shoot the ball. Just shoot it. I don't care where you are on the floor. Just shoot it. And, he struggled in practice leading up the Tooele game. And I think he shot probably 6 or 7 threes that didn't go in, but then he hit 2 big ones in the fourth quarter. And then last night he hits one. I know that Cash is going to give me 2 or 3 3-pointers a night. And that's all I need from him. If he gets hot and hits 6 or 7, awesome, because that is possibility. But his defense is also up there as well. He's going to be one of my defensive stoppers. He was last week against Tooele. He stopped the Tooele kid. Kid went 1 for 18 from 3, and that's what the game plan was, and Cash was a huge part of that. And then Caleb, he just works hard. Yeah. He's going to play defense hard. He's going to run the floor hard. He's going to do everything I ask him to. He didn't play last year, and you can see that he's a little behind, but he plays fast. He has a great attitude. He helps kids and makes sure that kids are involved on the bench, and I just love the seniors. They're just a good group of kids, and I think we're going to go far with them for sure.
7-man rotation. You said ideally you would like to extend that. You have to extend that by the time.
Yeah,
we get to region, right?
I've got 2 kids right now that are hurt. I've got Case Griffith. He's hurt with a wrist injury, and then Carter Branch hurt his leg back in football, and we're expecting him back in January. If I can add those kids to the rotation, it's going to be so much better because then our kids aren't going to get tired. With as fast as we're playing, kids are going to get tired, and if I can add those 2 kids to the rotation, they'll be awesome. And then I have Logan Curtis. Logan Curtis has played probably 2 minutes in both games, and he's come in and played solid minutes. Last night I think he had 4 points and played really hard, and he's a good solid player that can spell my bigger kids, and he'll definitely be someone that I can add to the rotation if I get in foul trouble. And then Caden Dunn, he's a junior as well. He's a big, tall, athletic kid that just works hard and rebounds well, and so I can go about 10 deep if I really need to. And so that's kind of the nice thing is I've got depth, and if kids get hurt, I got next guy up, and that's definitely a mentality that I like to have.
Let's end with this, Coach. Once we get out of Thanksgiving, we move into the month of December. You guys are busy right at the beginning of December.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of basketball.
Yeah, we go to Cache Valley, so we play South Summit, and then we go to Cache Valley for 3 days, and then we come back and we play Juab on Wednesday, and now we're just busy. And then we play over the Christmas break. We have the Hodson, and then we're into region. But it's a grind. We're going to play a lot of games in a very short amount of time, which I like because then we can make adjustments and change, and we can work on some things. And it really, by the time we get to region, we'll definitely know what our identity is and what we're good at and what we're not good at.
Yeah, typically I always felt like January was really the bulk of the schedule, but it seems like for you guys, December's a huge month.
Yeah, December's a big month. We've got, I don't even know how many games, but we got a lot of games in December, which is what I wanted. Like I talked about earlier, preseason is all about building to that region, and I made sure our December definitely built towards that.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck, because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
Hey there, food lovers. It's Bill Hicks from Farlano's Cafe, your new favorite spot for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Whether you're craving a hearty omelet, a fresh salad, our golden curly fries, or our mouth-watering pastas, we've got you covered. And we're open 7 days a week. So come on down to Farlano's Cafe, where every meal is a celebration. Remember, it's where the locals eat. Visit us at Farlano's, where great food and great company come together. See you soon.
Step inside the brand new designer home interior showroom on Main Street in Spanish Fork. Everything you need in one place. Hardwoods, LVP, carpet, cabinets, countertops, window coverings, furniture, rugs, and accessories. They carry all the major brands you know and trust. Plus, with professional designers on staff, you'll get the experts to bring your vision to life. Visit dhifloors.com today and request a quote. Designer Home Interiors, where design and style come together under one roof.
I was hoping to talk to someone about updating my insurance policy.
I am able to understand complete sentences.
That was a complete sentence?
I didn't understand that.
Or can I just talk to a person?
No one talks to humans anymore.
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
I hear you. Why don't we review your coverage with a super check?
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Contact Farm Bureau agent Jill Jensen in Price today.
You see your friends with their new travel trailers, four-wheelers, and side-by-sides. They're living the dream, right? Well, it doesn't just have to be a dream. You can start living that same dream life today by starting your new career with GMS Mine Repair and Maintenance. GMS is hiring mechanics, electricians, fabricators, experienced and inexperienced miners. They offer high starting wages, benefits, a 401k, and vacation pay. Local jobs are available. Apply today. Email your resume to kbarker@gmsminerepair.com. The dream can be yours with GMS Mine Repair.
We're not going out on a limb when we say,
I want to go to Juniper.
Juniper Kitchen. Fantastic food, fun atmosphere. Known for their made-from-scratch pizzas, Juniper has the very best pastas, burgers, salads, wraps, hoagies, paninis, appetizers, loaded sodas, desserts, vegan and vegetarian options. Dine in for lunch or dinner, Tuesday through Friday, 11 till 8. Saturdays, noon till 8. Order online at juniperkitchenutah.com with DoorDash delivery. Stop beating around the bush for a great meal.
I want to go to Juniper.
Juniper Kitchen and Price.
You're looking for somewhere you could be proud to work. Komatsu is looking for you. Komatsu is a leading manufacturer of construction, mining, forestry, and industrial heavy equipment. Komatsu currently has openings for seasoned welders, journeyman electricians, and MSHA certified electricians, as well as master machinists. At Komatsu, not only will your skills be rewarded with competitive wages, but you'll also enjoy benefits like a robust 401k plan. Grow with Komatsu. Go to komatsu.com or call Tanner at 636-6150.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck, because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
The more things change,
the more they stay the same.
Yes, Mr. Automotive has a new building in Huntington.
But that just means the services they offer just got better.
Detailing and mechanic work are being added to the already great service Mr. Automotive had already offered.
And all deals are still done with the owner at the lowest prices possible.
New building, same best prices, and more auto services. Go to MrAutomotiveSales.com or stop by the dealership, 21 South Main, Huntington. Mr. Automotive, the best for less.
The Dinos play here on 95.3 FM, The Peak.
Welcome back to the Landon's Diesel Service pregame show. Tonight, the Carbon Dinos on the road against South Summit here in Camas, and Sonny Buscarini, Aiden Mortensen with you on the call here tonight. from the Sutherland's broadcast booth. And Aiden, we are getting ready for the third game that was supposed to start early tonight, but it's going to be a 7 o'clock start, it looks like, either way. So
yeah, originally planned for 6 p.m., Sonny, but some very thrilling underclass action is why we're starting a bit delayed. That JV game that we had playing on in the background, what a game that was, Sonny. It was a good glimpse at what the Dinos have coming up in terms of underclassmen, that junior, sophomore class, what they're capable of. And one thing we saw that has kind of been shining across all Carbon athletic departments is that there is really no quit in these teams. These are kids who want to be here, they want to be playing, they want to be competing. Even when the going gets rough, you don't see many of them quit.
Absolutely not. So, I mean, that's what you want to see, right?
Oh,
of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, that's the mentality that you want to see. And we're starting to see it grow more and more across Carbon High School as a whole, which is something that in recent years a lot of people would say that's something that has been missing. But a lot of fresh blood being pumped into the athletic department. I think it's done a very good thing for Carbon High athletics as a whole.
Taking a look at the Carbon Dinos, 2-0 on the season. Their first win, 74-63 over Tooele. And the opening game of the season for the Carbon Dinos on the road. Talk a little bit about game number one.
Game number one against Tooele. That was a team who the Dinos were pretty familiar with due to some summer camp action throughout that time, Sonny. They were able to go undefeated against the Buffaloes. All they had to do was make it official and get that stamp of approval on in the regular season, and that's something that they did extremely well. It was a good non-conference showdown. Tooele was already on a one-game winning streak. They had some early experience. They beat Granger 62-56, and they have a spectacular guard, Sonny. Let me tell you, Mason Heap is a name you're probably going to be seeing at least on the JUCO ranks as he goes further and further. He's the senior. He is an absolute baller, Sonny. I believe he had 26 against Carbon, 22 in the game before that. But it was a good time because that was the first time we really got to see the Dinos at full health in quite a while, honestly, in regular season action. I mean, we saw opportunities last year, but injuries really riddled that season. But Coach Brower did a good job. He got a lot of underclassmen involved, and that's paid off in dividends this year. All of these juniors who are now seniors in the program, as well as some of those sophomores who stepped up in major ways for the Dinos on the varsity level, getting to continue and already be used to the speed. Because let's be honest, Sonny, there's a difference in speed across all three levels of high school basketball. Freshman is its own game, JV is its own game, and of course varsity is probably the most intense of the three. Not probably, it definitely is. It's a completely different speed from the other two, so getting underclassmen experience early on, it pays off. That was a good showdown between these two squads, Sonny. I liked what I saw from the Dinos. It was a full team effort, but Logan Bennett really showed the kind of player he's going to be this season, putting up 26 in that season debut. He is someone who, when he is on, Sonny, whether he be driving to the rim, taking a shot from beyond the arc, or pulling up a pull-up jumper from about 15 out. He's someone who really can sway the pace of the game, and we've seen that time and time again. It feels like sometimes when he sits on the bench, the energy kind of dissipates from the court because he's that high energy of a player.
Second game, 70-55. The Dinos with the win over Uinta at home. It was their opening home game of the season, 15-point win. So they win their first two games, both double digits. We were there for the game against Uinta. Talk a little bit about game number two.
And, it was an exciting game, Sonny. Not only was it the home debut for the Dinos, but it was an opportunity for the Dinos to move to 2-0, and they did just that. They got on their home court, and they took care of business. A near-complete game from the Dinos, and that's something we can talk about later on. But they played a very good game, especially in that fourth quarter to close it out. There was a time where this game was within single digits. It was within possessions for the Utes, but Carbon was able to really strap down, especially on the defensive side of things, and lock down the Utes and give themselves the win. Something that we talked about earlier that really showed through in that game was the free throw shooting ability of the Dinos. They did an excellent job in that game, getting to the stripe, keeping themselves composed, and making shots when it counted most. And it was another one of those examples where we saw that not every game is going to feature the same leading scorer. It's a full team effort out there, again, for the Carbon Dinos. You saw efforts from Bennett, who was held a bit quieter. Obviously, Uinta had watched the film on the Dinos. They were able to kind of corral him. You saw him whenever he had the ball in his hands, they were throwing double, triple team pressure his way. And, it's always hard to overcome when you're going through something like that, but the Dinos were able to do it. They swung the ball around, and they found openings where they could. I mean, you look at people like Carter Warburton. We talked about his offseason development, how he's a much more sure shooter this season for Carbon. He had 16 points in that game. He was raining it down from beyond the arc, hit 3 threes. He went 7 of 8 from the line in that game, which is very important, 88% from the charity stripe. Then you look at Kyler Orth. He added 14, the senior duo getting things done. He shot 50% from the field. He's a very consistent scorer. We've talked about what Kyler can do before. He is a very effective scorer, but he's a very quiet scorer. He's not throwing down any thunderous dunks. He's not shooting half-court threes and draining them. He's a very quiet scorer, but when he's going, Sonny, he scores in bunches, and that quiet factor really plays in because opposing teams don't send the pressure that's really necessary to contain him. You don't see double teams being thrown his way, and I think that's a mistake from opposing coaches.
So the Dinos win their first 2 games, both double digits. Not the case for South Summit. They're 2-0 as well, but their first game, 72-69 3-point win over Rolling Hills. Talk a little bit about South Summit's first game, their 3-point win.
And Sonny, it's a different look. We talked about it earlier on in the Landon's Diesel Service pregame show that it was going to be a different year for South Summit with the loss of Logan Wolstenhume. That's 26.5 points per game you're having to try and replace on the floor. When I believe the next closest scorer, Sonny, was averaging about 9.8. He was a major part of this team, offensively, defensively. The kid could jump through the roof. So that was a bit of a growing pains game as they faced Roland Hall, a 3-point win over 2A competition. But we got to remember, region changes hit hard. South Summit, a former 3A staple, have dropped back down to the 2A ranks across everything. So that's competition they're going to be seeing potentially later on in the year. But you got to look at what they were able to do. Welch had 26 points. Osgothorpe poured in 16. Harris had 11, and Joey Harris had another 10. So they had 4 players in double digits, but you look at the rest of the scoring, Sonny, it was really only those 4 who were getting damage done. You see the likes of Jack Johnson. He added 5. Brighton Hansen had 2, but really no one else was able to get it scoring as effectively. So we've seen it before with the Dinos. They go against these teams where they have a trio of players who can really score the ball effectively. We see them shut down at least 2 of them, but they sometimes have let the third go off and really dominate them, and that's been the difference maker early on. They haven't let that third player come out and put on a show. They've played solid defense, they've stuck to their assignments, and Coach Brower has done a good job drawing up these defensive schemes to allow the Dinos to keep going. Another thing that really stands out to me in that game, Sonny, is that not only did they give up 2 double-digit scorers, the Wildcats gave up a 41-point game. A kid shot 15%, 15 for 30 from the field. He just absolutely dominated. Drew Miller, a sophomore for Roland Hall, took over that game, and he was a big reason why they propelled. So the defense from South Summit is something that really has been lacking early on. You look at these 2 scores, Sonny, these have been high-scoring affairs between these 2 teams. 72-69 win, and then they go against Parowan, 74-72 win. They've not necessarily been the best early on this year in keeping their opponents in check, and I think that's something, Sonny, the Dinos can take real advantage of.
Yeah, you said the score of the second game, 74-72 win over Parowan, so they've had a 3-point win, 2-point win, so their wins have been a little bit different than the Dinos with the double digits win early on in the season, but both teams 2-0, one trying to go to 3-0 tonight. It's going to be a good game tonight.
It's going to be an absolute showdown, Sonny. If those first 2 games were indicative of how this is going to go, we're going to have ourselves some fireworks tonight. Everyone on this floor wants to compete, and you can see the players who were in that JV game warming up right now. They got sweat dripping still. That was quite the workout for them. That was a full court effort between these 2 squads. And something that they're going to try and be replicating is that intensity that they saw in game number 1. And as fans continue to trickle in here at South Summit High School, we're seeing the stands really start to fill up. I think that's something that we're going to be in a very special environment. I remind you, Sonny, 1 year ago, earlier this year technically, it feels like February was a year ago.
Yeah.
But earlier this year, we were here for probably one of the greatest high school basketball games I have ever had the pleasure of watching. I know you feel very similar to that as the the Carbon girls took on the 3-seeded South Summit Wildcats in playoff action. Something that, the environment here, it's special. It's a compact gym. You were noting it pre-game that you can hear almost everything that's being said, whether it be the officials, the players, the fans. You can hear everything everyone says. And that is a very special environment. It's very compact. We're used to playing in pretty big gyms, like Jurassic Park, like the Spartan Center. And they have these big, wide outspread gyms with walking tracks around. I like this more intimate feel. You get close to the fans. You can feel their energy on the floor. It creates a very special environment for these kids, and I know it's one that they're looking forward to playing it, and we're looking forward to calling.
It's the Carbon Dinos and the South Summit Wildcats here from Camas, and it should be a good one tonight. We'll take a quick break when we come back. We're about 15 minutes away from a tip-off here. We're running a little bit behind here at South Summit. But stay right here on 95.3 The Peak where the Dinos play. We'll keep you updated on everything going on. We're going to give you scores from around the state as well tonight. This is the place to be for Carbon Dino basketball. 95.3 The Peak where the Dinos play.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck. Because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
Imagine a smooth, hassle-free journey to the front door of your new home with the Driggs Mortgage Team guiding you every step of the way. Hi, this is Greg Driggs. Our seasoned experts understand the ins and outs of home financing and refinancing. Come visit us at our new permanent address, 8 East Main in Price, where we plan to be a staple for years to come. Start your journey today. Call 801-427-3577. The Driggs Mortgage Team, NMLS number 272076, Equal Housing Opportunity. Driggs Mortgage Team is a DBA of Premier Mortgage Resources, LLC, NMLS 1169.
At Oliver Law, we specialize in criminal defense and DUI. Everyone needs to know their rights. Let us guide you through the criminal justice minefield. At Oliver Law, we still believe in innocent until proven guilty.
In the heart of Carbon and Emery counties, Quick Realty is here to help you make the right move. Experience the future of home buying with our Matterport 3D tours, giving you an immersive look at your potential home from anywhere. Meet our dedicated team of local professionals, just real people who care, walking you through every step of the way. As a Zillow Premier and Realtor.com specialist, Quick Realty is your trusted expert, handling everything from residential, commercial, and mountain properties to property management. Your dream home is just a call away. Let Quick Realty help you find it.
Having a great local pharmacy that you can rely on is important. At Price Family Pharmacy, transferring your prescriptions is simple and hassle-free. Just call us at 637-3737 and we'll take care of the rest. Need your medication delivered right to your door? We offer free delivery to make your life even easier. Managing multiple medications? Ask about our convenient med packing services to keep you organized and on track. Visit Price Family Pharmacy and experience a team that genuinely cares. Feel better about your pharmacy. Choose Price Family Pharmacy today.
Transform your space with Spectrum Paint featuring PPG paint, the ideal choice for any home project. Imagine a kaleidoscope of colors at your fingertips, from soothing pastels to vibrant primaries. Whether revamping a room or adding character to your exteriors, Spectrum Paint makes every brush stroke count. Dive into a spectrum where quality meets creativity and paint your world with us. Visit Spectrum Paint to find the perfect shade for your home today.
Plumbing issues don't happen every day, but when they do, it's good to know that there's a plumber you can trust right here in the Castle Country. The Swell Plumber has over 30 years of experience and has proven that he's reliable. Here's what some customers have said about the Swell Plumber.
Kurt was amazing. He came out to the house the same day and got quotes to us very quickly.
Kurt kept in touch with us with updates as things progressed. I was definitely pleased.
For residential and commercial plumbing, go to theswellplumber.com and book your appointment today.
Picture this. A sudden burst pipe, flames engulfing your kitchen, Disaster strikes when you least expect it. But fear not, because Restore Wizard of Price is here to save the day. Their team of restoration experts is ready to tackle any fire or flood emergency from start to finish. They're not just here to fix the damage, they're here to restore your peace of mind. Don't let disaster catch you off guard. Call Restore Wizard of Price, 637-9165. Restore Wizard, the magic of a fresh start.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck, because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
Carbon Dino basketball continues on 95.3 The Peak.
Welcome back to the Landon's Diesel Service pregame show. Sonny Buscarini, Aiden Mortensen bringing you the action tonight here from South Summit High School. We'll talk a little bit about the Lady Dinos as they will play tomorrow night. They will play Crimson Cliffs. That will be at 8:30 tomorrow night. That will be their game. So the Dinos, Lady Dinos come in. They are 2-5 on the season. Their last game, they dropped to Draper APA 38-17.
And it's one of those things, Sonny, with this new region, with this changed schedule. It's a much smaller region. Last year, we saw about 7 or 8 teams competing. So that got us started in region games about this point last year. But with a smaller, more compact region, you have a lot more space to fill. And that's why you see both Carbon and Emory participating in multiple tournaments. That's why Carbon will be playing at the Coach Hewley Classic up there in Logan, and the Lady Dinos are going to be playing down in St. George. So they're split in the state over the next few days. But we can't complain. These early season tournaments are tough because you're going to be playing teams above you in classification. Some of those heavy hitters from around the state of Utah coming in, not just 3A, not just 2A. You're going in and you're seeing a lot of tough competition coming from all around, and that's exactly what the Lady Dinos have experienced. They played in the Battle of the Basin tournament, now traveling down to St. George. They haven't had very many opportunities to stop, smell the roses, and play on their home court. They had a game against San Juan, and they had the contest against Richfield. So a lot, they've been doing a lot of traveling as of late, and we see that a lot around the area. Emory Lady Spartans playing a lot on the road, as is the case for the Emory Spartans on the men's side. And then you look at the collegiate level too. The USU Eastern women's basketball team played 2 home games throughout the start of the season. They got 2. And now they're on the road again until January 1st. So lots of excitement in the world of basketball in the Castle Country. It's fun that we get to be able to cover it all. Whether it's here with Carbon over on our sister station, KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM with the Emory Spartans, as well as the USU Eastern Eagles. Not only, Sonny, can you listen to these games on the radio right here on 95.3 The Peak or on KOAL, you can watch them online. This year across both schools, we've implemented video streaming, a way to let everyone see the action on the court as we see it live and in color. Very easy to access as well. All you got to do, head to YouTube, and in that search bar, you're going to put Castle Country Radio and then the team that you're looking for. So in our case, you're going to be looking for Castle Country Radio Carbon. For the Spartans, you're looking for Castle Country Radio Emory. And then in addition to that, son, you can also find us live and in color on the KSL Sports app. So there are so many ways to watch the Dinos.
Yeah, you want to talk about the boys. As you said, tonight, South Summit, we're here, and then tomorrow they will play Mountain Crest. The 5th, they play Logan. The 6th, they play Green Canyon. So they've got some games coming up back-to-back games.
Yeah, no, back-to-back, and that's what those tournaments are good for. Not only, like we talked about, are you building that skill on the court, you're building a lot of endurance, because it's no small feat to play an entire basketball game. You're going to feel sore the day after, let alone play 3 back-to-back-to-back. That's going to do a number on your legs, on your body, and in your mind, but it's how you recover from that that really defines you as a player, and we've seen the Dinos do that early on in the season. They've taken the challenge up, and they've done a good job in recovering.
Their next home game will be on the 10th. They play Richfield. Only playing Richfield one time, with Richfield not being in our region anymore. We talked about it when we did the girls' game, and they played. It's strange only playing Richfield once, but that'll be the only time they play, and that will be at Carbon on the 10th.
It is. It's a very strange feeling because when we talk about rivalries in the Castle Country, everyone's going to point to Carbon Emory. And yes, that's a very big game. That's a cross-county rivalry, but I'd argue up there alongside it is Carbon Richfield, Emory Richfield. The Wildcats have been a foe of both of these two schools for as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
Always kind of being a thorn in the side of both of these two teams, especially when you look at those state championship run years. It feels like they've always met Richfield, and they've either had to fight through a scrappy battle or they've been upset in the playoffs by the Wildcats. Now, this year, going to be a bit interesting. Richfield losing a lot of senior presence from last year's state finals team. But Richfield always feels like they're one of those schools who reloads. They don't necessarily rebuild. They've got a lot of sharpshooters on this squad who are going to make it hard for the Dinos. Now, one of the things that we wanted to talk about during this pregame show, Sonny, was one of the flaws we've seen in the Dinos so far. It feels like they play a good 3 quarters a game, but there's always one frame of action where things just don't go their way. The shots aren't falling, the defense isn't clicking. It feels like that's when the other team makes their run. And, that's something that we talked about with Coach Brower throughout last season because it's been a persistent issue. He wants to get that cleaned up. He wants to play the full game, but it's something we've just yet to see the Dinos be able to do.
So it's Carbon, South Summit. We're about 5 minutes away from tip-off. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have the starting 5 for both teams, and then it'll be time for basketball. Carbon Dino basketball, 95.3 The Peak, where the Dinos play. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck, because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
The time is now to join the JN Auto Experience. Browse quality used cars, trucks, and SUVs at our price or Huntington lots. JN Auto can even help you get financing. Get fast, expert mechanic service to keep your vehicle running smoothly. Treat your car to a spotless wash or make it shine with professional detailing. Even rent a car. All in one convenient stop. JN Auto. Driven forward.
Welcome to Emory and Carbon Animal Health, where Dr. Jensen and his staff greet you and your pet with caring smiles. Our exam rooms are clean and inviting. Our accredited doctors offer many procedures, including examinations, surgery, dentistry, and boarding. Schedule an appointment today. 2 locations to serve you. Emory and Carbon Animal Health. Animals big and small. We care for them all.
It's fun! It's our favorite place.
Strike up family fun for everyone. Gateway Lanes. Families that play together stay together. And Gateway Lanes is your center for fun, snacks, and great food. So let Gateway Lanes do the cooking with open and league bowling year-round and Club Bowl Thursday night, 9 till 11:30, with unlimited bowling including shoes. Since 1989, Helper's Hometown Bowling Center, Gateway Lanes, South Main Street in Historic Helper, and bowlhelper.com. Let's roll.
Our home flooded when the refrigerator line broke. We felt helpless, didn't know what to do. Our neighbors told us to call On Call Restore. They really came through for us.
Serving all of southeastern Utah, they're fast and professional. 24/7 emergency services for water, fire, and mold. They even do emergency board-ups. And as a licensed insured general contractor, they do the remodeling as well. Call for a free quote, 650-1092.
Bringing you peace of mind during the worst of times. Call On Call, 650-1092.
We'll be on our way.
The Dinos play here on 95.3 FM, The Peak.
Welcome back to the Landon's Diesel Service pregame show. Carbon Dino basketball on 95.3 The Peak, where the Dinos play. You could also watch the broadcast and listen as well. Tell the listeners how they can do that.
You can do that over on YouTube at Castle Country Radio Carbon. Just type that in your search bar. You'll have an access to this and all previous Carbon Dino games. You can also check us out on the KSL Sports app.
So lots of ways to watch and listen to our broadcast right here. Castle Country Radio, the place to be for Carbon Dino basketball. We're just a couple of minutes away from tip-off. And what do you think we need to see from the Carbon Dinos tonight early in this game to get off to a good start against a good South Summit team?
We need to see good defensive intensity right off the bat, Sonny. What we're also looking for is a composed offense. They force a lot of turnovers, but they also give up quite a few. The Dinos going to want to be taking care of the ball in these fast-paced situations. They need to stay in check if they want to keep this one close. And if they play good enough defense, if they take care of the ball, Sonny, I think the Dinos are going to be en route to a rout of the Wildcats.
So we're about a minute away from tip-off. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have the starting five, and it'll be time for basketball. Right here on 95.3 The Peak, where the Dinos play.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck. Because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
Golfers, get ready for year-round fun at Swing and Swear. Step into the action with over 43,000 world-class courses to choose from. No passport required. Rain or shine, you can tee off indoors. Multiple bays, club rentals, tables, chairs, and concessions. It's the perfect spot to practice your game, celebrate with friends, or spend time with family. From the serious golfer to first-timers, everyone is welcome to join the fun. Swing and Swear, located just off Ridge Road. Call 299-6200 to schedule a tee time today.
What the Utah Miners Hospital offers is relatively unique in the country to help take care of people who have really dedicated their careers, their lives to hard work.
I have torn rotator cuffs in my shoulders. Honestly, I don't remember everything I've had done. I think I've had to wait 10 minutes one time. It's amazing that there's a fund out there. You have no medical bills.
If you're ready and you need us, please give us a call. We're happy to help.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie Smith. After 6 years as a nurse, I've learned that sometimes our bodies just need a little extra support. That's what IV therapy can do. It can help you bounce back quicker after an illness, recover faster after a workout, ease migraines, and even improve focus and energy. Think of it as giving your body a direct line to the hydration and nutrients it needs to feel its best. I'd love to help you find the right blend for your goals. Reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram at wellness.iv.utah.
Hi, I'm Dr. Daniel Kelly, owner of Castle Valley Orthodontics. What's keeping you from having a perfect smile? We understand what you want from a local orthodontist. And here at Castle Valley Orthodontics, you'll be treated like family. Call Castle Valley Orthodontics at 637-2222 for a free consultation.
The Dinos play here on 95.3 FM, The Peak.
Welcome back to Carbon Dino basketball. Starting five for South Summit. Number 1, Blake Oscarthorpe, averaging 17.5 points per game. Number 3, Maddox Welch, averaging 20 points per game. Number 13, Brighton Hansen is averaging 2 points per game. Number 15, Bill Harris, averaging 15 points a game. And number 35, Joey Harris, averaging 11 points a game. That's an impressive starting five for South Summit.
That is, Sonny, and you got to make sure if you're the Dinos going into this contest, you shut down Welch, you shut down Osgothorpe, and you most importantly, you want to shut down Harris. Cut out those three key options for the Wildcats. Make sure they're not getting going. You want to make sure you keep them in check, and then the rest will kind of follow.
The lights are out, the spotlight's on. They're introducing the starting five for South Summit. We'll do Carbon while they do that. Number 2, Kyler Orth, the senior, averaging 13 points a game. Number 10, senior guard Carter Warburton, averaging 11 points per game. Number 11, Jackson Bozzoni, the junior. He's averaging 7 points per game. Number 24, Logan Bennett, the forward senior, averaging 18.5 points per game. And Ty Mortensen, number 34, senior center, averaging 10 points a game, 6 blocks per game. That's the starting five for the Carbon Dinos. The Dinos wear their black uniforms with the blue numbers, the white and green for South Summit. We're ready to go.
I think these all-black uniforms for the Dinos look very sharp, Sonny. I'm quite a fan. Also, with Kyler Orth, I didn't recognize him from up here. Got a bit of a haircut over the break. Used to have some pretty luscious locks. Now, going with the buzz cut, so I couldn't really tell who he was. But, you know, as long as it doesn't impact his play.
We're ready to go. Mortensen will jump. He'll jump against Oscar Thorpe, and that will be the start of the ball game. We're ready to go. There's the tip, controlled by the Dinos. We're underway. Here we go. Carbon with a basketball. Cross-court pass goes to Bennett on the baseline. Bennett finds a little gap, double team, finds a wide open Orth for an easy two, and the Dinos are off to the races 2-0.
Orth sneaks along the baseline, sets himself up for the easy lay-in.
Wildcats set the offense for the first time in the ball game, trailing 2-0. Oscar Thorpe hands it over to the right side. It goes to Harris. Harris holds, now hands it off. Hansen, bounce pass over to the left side. Shot clock says 21. Three-point shot up and good. Maddox Welch averaging 20 a game, off to a good start with a 3-2 in favor of South Summit. Back the other way we come. Warburton shot at the glass, no good. Offensive board, 3 by Bennett, no good. And the rebound comes down to Welch. Welch quickly brings it up the floor to the right side. Three-point shot from the right wing up and no good by Harris. Battle for the rebound comes down to South Summit, and they get another chance. But a turnover. Fast break the other way. Bozzoni kicks it outside Warburton for 3. No good. Rebound, battle forward. This time it comes to South Summit. We come the other way. 6:45 first quarter, 3-2 South Summit. Three-point shot, baseline left, no good. Long offensive rebound. Harris with a nice pass underneath, put it up and in. It's Hansen for 2, and it's a 5-2 South Summit lead.
That was a sly move by Hansen, sneaking past the long arms of Ty Mortensen to get that one up and in.
Dinos with the basketball. Orth drives inside, puts up a shot, no good. Whistle, no foul, free throws. First of the game. To the free throw line to shoot 2 will go Kyler Orth, the senior.
And both teams right now, Sonny, playing at a very frantic pace. We're seeing a lot of hustle, but at times it feels like it's chaos, especially on the Dino side of things. They need to take a deep breath, slow it down. You need to just make sure you're taking the best shots available to you. You don't need to rush anything.
First free throw up, good. 3 points for Orth. He has all 3. It's 5-3 in favor of the Wildcats. Second free throw for Orth. Eyes the bucket, takes his time, puts it up, and good. There's a lane violation, but it doesn't matter. The free throw goes in. Orth hits them both. He has all 4, and the Dinos down 1-5-4.
And you know, something that stands out with Welch immediately in this game, Sonny, is his quick release on the shot. He gets that ball in his hands, and it's flying out just a second later, and he doesn't give defenders any time to try and jump up into the air. And we saw him on that first three-point shot. He can shoot from anywhere on the floor. Dino's going to have to keep a tracker on him.
South Summit with the basketball, up 1, 6:18 left to play first quarter. Harris with the ball on the left side, guarded by Bozzoni. Hands it off. Perimeter passing, good defense by the Dinos. Back to Harris in the paint, kicks it back outside. 3-point shot from the wing left, no good. Rebound comes down to Mortensen. Welch couldn't get it to go. Bozzoni with the ball, past the half court, brings it down, kicks it over the left side. It goes to Warburton, goes around a screen set by Mortensen. Over to Bennett. Bennett finds a little gap, whistle, and a reach foul.
Yeah, lots of contact on that one, Sonny. Definitely deserving of the foul call. Bennett trying to dribble through about a triple team. He does a good job slowing down, keeping composure, tries to bring it back out, but in the process, hacked on the arm.
And it comes team foul number 2 on the Wildcats. Warburton at the free throw line, picks up his dribble, kicks it out to Bennett. Thought about the 3, changes his mind. Pass down underneath to Orth, reverse layup, no good. Out of bounds, off the Dinos. South Summit will have possession of the ball with a 5-4 lead.
And we're seeing something you always talk about, Sonny. 3-second violation not being called early on. Players going to be taking advantage of that, and that's when things get chippy. So you're going to be seeing elbows as they garner for position.
Harris with the ball. Backs Bozzoni in, now kicks it outside. Here's a shot for Harris, good from 3. Bill Harris for 3, averaging 15 points a game. He has points tonight, 3. Down low it goes to Orth. Whistle and a foul. A blocking foul on South Summit. Foul number 3 for the Wildcats. The Dinos yet to commit a foul with 5:15 left to play, and that's something we might take a look at as we get closer to the end of this quarter.
Yeah, and we saw that last night in Emory and Grantsville. Grantsville tallying up fouls very quickly, buys the Spartans into the bonus, and that's kind of how they pulled away in the end. So the Dinos could be seeing something similar on the floor, taking this very aggressive South Summit defense if you can keep baiting these fouls out.
And it comes to Mortensen in the paint. Turnaround shot won't go. Rebound comes down to South Summit. Substitutions for the Dinos. We'll get them for you in a second. Fast break the other way off the turnover. Sorensen, who just came into the game, puts it up and in. He was one of the subs that comes into the ball game, and he makes his presence known with the steal in the basket. It's an 8-6 lead for South Summit. They have the ball. Shot in the paint, won't go. Rebound comes down to Mortensen. Mortensen ahead to Sorensen over the right side, goes to Bennett. Bennett in the paint, whistle and a foul. Bump foul on South Summit. That'll be team foul number 4. Jack Johnson will pick up his first personal foul. 4:45 left to play first quarter. South Summit up 8-6.
If you're Coach Morris, you're telling your guys you need to back off a little bit. You can't be fouling this early, this often. Midway through period number 1, up to 4.
Yep. It's going to play a part here with 4:40 left to play in the first quarter. Advantage for the Dinos. With the basketball right now, it's Griffith. Picks up his dribble, swings it over to the right side. Orth drives into the paint, back to the basket. Back outside it goes. Here's a three-point shot up and no good by the Dinos. Battle for the rebound comes down to South Summit as Griffith couldn't get the 3 to go. They'll slow it up at half court and bring it past the stripe.
That's the right move. Both teams needing to settle the ships just a little bit.
Harris goes right side, picks up his dribble. Hands it off to Welch. Once again, perimeter passing for South Summit. Good defense by the Dinos. Harris drives inside, has the ball knocked away out of bounds. Off the Dinos, South Summit will throw it in on the baseline. Checking into the ballgame, Logan Curtis for the Dinos. Coming out will be Kyler Orth. Some good minutes for Kyler.
Correct call on the out of bounds, but a very smart move by Bennett, smacking that one away on the drive to the hoop. Makes it a little bit harder as they're forced to inbounds.
Bounce pass kick. South Summit will throw it in on the baseline once again with a 2-point lead. 4:01 left to play first quarter. Wildcats 8, Dinos 6.
We talked about it being an intimate environment. We can hear players getting after each other on the floor, trying to inbound the ball. Joey Harris not happy with how his teammate executed that last run.
In it comes. Set the offense with 18 seconds, plenty of time. With the basketball, it's Johnson. Has it knocked away, gets it back, swings it over in the corner. Harris drives inside, nice pass down in the paint to Morris. Blocked out of bounds, and it goes off South Summit Dino basketball. Great play by the Dinos on the defensive side.
Ty Mortensen buying himself some time. Good pressure on the closeout. Forces the drive. Ty stays calm, goes up, swats it back down to earth.
3-point shot, baseline left up, air ball. Partially blocked. Curtis couldn't get it to go. Rebound South Summit the other way. Fast break, little shovel pass in the paint. Kick it outside. 3-point shot won't go. Rebound comes down to the Dinos. Here comes Bennett. Bennett ahead, it goes to Griffith down on the baseline. Griffith with the basketball on the left side, picked up there. Picks up his dribble, cross-court pass intercepted. First turnover of the game for the Dinos. Fast break the other way, lay it up and in. Blake Oscarthorpe with the basket. His first of the ball game, 10-6 in favor of the Wildcats.
And a good job by Oscarthorpe getting ahead of the pack on the break. Just a sloppy pass by Griffith on that one, but he's getting used to game speed right now.
Bennett loses the dribble as he tries to drive inside. Wildcats come back. 3-point shot. Baseline right. Good. Jack Johnson hits the 3. And it's a 13-6 South Summit lead, and a timeout called by the Carbon Dinos.
Now, Sonny, if I'm the Dinos, I do not want to be shooting anywhere near that left corner. That's right where the student section is. And we talked about it being a very intimate environment. Talk about right on top of you as you try and shoot that. We saw that have an impact along with the back block on Curtis's shot. But they are loud, and they're proud to be South Summit Wildcats. They're going to let you hear it if you do something that they don't like or something that they can make fun of. They're going to let you hear it. And the Dinos going to have to overcome that. We always talk about that in football, the idea of the 12th man. This is the 6th man for South Summit.
5 players have scored for South Summit. Johnson 3, Welch 3, Harris 3, Hanson 2, Oscarthorpe with 2 for South Summit, 13-6 to score.
And the ball movement has played a major part in that, Sonny. They're moving it around the perimeter very effectively, looking for the most effective shot, and when they get it, Sonny, they're going to capitalize.
Pizzoni and Warburton back into the ball game. Pass down low to Orth, can't get it to go. Whistle and a foul on the Dinos. On the rebound, the whistle and the foul is on Griffith. It'll be team foul number 1 for the Carbon Dinos with 2:39 left to play in the first quarter, down 7.
Yeah, you can see the little reach around from up here. Sonny Griffith trying to go for the offensive rebound, tries to poke it out, but wraps around, makes contact with the waist in the process.
Morris comes into the ball game for South Summit. Past the half-court stripe they come. Harris with the ball, swings over the right side, deep three from way outside, hits the shot clock, and it'll go to the Dinos.
And you got to give it to Welch. He plays with a lot of confidence. He trusts his shot. He was from the three-point arc extended near the logo as he pulled that one up.
Pizzoni with the ball on the left side. Now goes between the circles, stops at the tip of the key, keeps his dribble alive, swings it down in the corner, goes to Warburton. Warburton drives in, stops, spin move. Back outside it goes. Orth for 3. Won't go when the rebound comes down to South Summit. With the board is Welch. Welch ahead to Harris on the left side. Harris picked up there. Back to the basket, whistle and a reach foul on Orth.
And Orth tried to get his hand out before the ref noticed. You saw the look on his face. He looked like he had got his hand stuck in the cookie jar, and he was caught, and the official blows the whistle. Orth shakes his head afterwards, knowing that he was trying to get away, but unfortunately that whistle blows before he could.
Bowen comes into the game for South Summit. Coming back into the game for the Carbon Dinos will be Mortensen. South Summit will throw the ball in on the baseline. Nice inbounds pass for the easy 2. Good look that time. Bowen comes into the ball game and immediately makes his presence known. It's a 15-6 lead. Bennett drives inside. Shot up, no good. Partially blocked out of bounds. The Dinos will retain possession on the baseline.
And it was a great off-ball cut by Bowen coming up from the high post. Goes down right when Mortensen has his back turned to him, able to capitalize on that opportunity. And the defense of South Summit, Sonny, has been suffocating. They're running a nice mixture of man and a 3-2 zone, really capitalizing on it right now, sticking more in man.
Warburton down low, it goes to Orth. Shot in the paint, won't go. Gets his own rebound, shot up, whistle, and a foul. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That's what offensive rebounding will do for you. Gives you the second chance to make the basket or get fouled. He gets fouled going to the free throw line to shoot 2 will be Kyler Orth. He has 4 in the game.
Yeah, Orth, a 70% free throw shooter on the season, 2 of 2 on the day.
Free throw number 1 is up and good. 3 for 3 from the line tonight, all made by Orth. He has 5 points in the ball game, 15-7 the score. Dinos down 8.
And Orth playing with a lot of hustle right now. You can tell he's getting red-faced down on the floor. He's been sprinting back and forth non-stop. The hustle in this kid is incredible.
Second free throw barely hits iron, but the offensive rebound by Mortensen goes down to Orth. He can't get it to go, and the rebound South Summit, we come the other way. Past the half-court stripe with the ball to Johnson. Johnson has it knocked away, gets it back. Now gives it down underneath, up off the glass, won't go. Good look by Bowen, couldn't get it to go, gets the rebound. Kicks it outside for 3, good! Hansen for 3, he has 5 in the ball game, and it's an 18-7 lead for South Summit. Turnover the other way, fast break, laid up and no good. Offensive rebound, no good. Another chance, no good, and a whistle and a foul. And South Summit followed the play, and they got 2 chances to put the ball in after the layup. The foul into the free throw line goes Morris to shoot 2.
And we just talked about it on the Dinos side. That's what offensive rebound is going to do for you. It's going to buy you those second chances, and if not, more than likely you're going to be hacked, especially in a break situation.
That's why you always just follow the play, and the first free throw up and no good. Because it looked like it was going to be an easy layup, but you never know. Yeah, you miss the layup, they get 2 chances, they go to the free throw line. First free throw up and no good.
And those missed layups, it's one of those situations where you find yourself a little too open. You start overthinking every small move, and that's how you see players, even up to the professional level, smoking those.
Second free throw up and good. Morris gets his first points of the ball game, 19-7. Minute 6 left to play. Warburton with the ball, has it knocked away, scramble for it, gets it back. Some contact there, knocked away again, and another turnover. Turnover number 4 goes back the other way. We get a little bit of sloppy here, whistle and a foul. And I think it's going to be on the ground on South Summit. Oh, they went over and back. Over and back call.
Yeah, no, I don't know if I can make a foul call in that situation, Sonny. You have 2 players diving for the ball in a neutral situation. It's hard to make that determination. I think over and back is probably the right call in that situation.
Harris checks into the ball game for South Summit. They lead 19-7. Good first quarter for the Wildcats. Bizzoni with the ball, top circle. Picked up there, picks up his dribble, gives it to Mortensen, top block. Holds right there at the free throw line. Bounce pass underneath to Bennett. Good. Nice play that time. Bennett found the opening, and Mortensen found him. He gets the easy 2, 19-9. Shot clock at 31, game clock at 34. South Summit with the basketball up high, going around the screen is Harris. Harris kicks it outside. It goes to Morris. Morris swings it over the corner of the right side. Three-point shot, good. From the baseline right, Harris has his second three. 22-9, South Summit.
And Carbon can slow it down here. They have the shot clock in their favor.
Bennett goes to the basket instead. Whistle and a foul. 13 seconds left to play. He'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Now it's crucial here, if he misses, that the Dinos get this offensive board. They don't want South Summit to have the last chance here in quarter number 1. And my goodness, son, it doesn't feel like it's been a quarter. Feels like this has been a hard-fought half between these two teams.
First free throw, short off the front of the rim, no good. First miss of the night for the Dinos. They're 3 for 4 from the free throw line. One more free throw to come. 22-9 with 13 seconds left first quarter. Wildcats with the lead.
And against Tooele, Bennett was Bennett was perfect at the line on the season, 71. Splits that trip 1 of 2.
So Bennett gets his third point of the ball game. A shot clock off. 9 seconds left to play first quarter. Harris with the ball. Joey with it. He'll dribble up high, guarded by Bizzoni. Goes around the screen. Kicks it outside. Deep three. Good! From the left side, Maddox Welch from NBA territory hits the big three. South Summit with a 25-10 lead at the end of 1. And that's a good first quarter for the Wildcats.
Oh, Sonny, that was a spectacular. Everyone getting involved in the offense. You look at the score sheet, 7 players already in the scoring column for South Summit. They've done an incredible job maintaining composure. We've seen moments where they get a little sloppy, where they try and speed things up too much, but they've done a good job in those moments, backing it out, slowing down the offense, and going back to their bread and butter, working it around the perimeter, finding the open three, and taking it. The three-point shot for South Summit, Sonny, has been raining down. Carbon needs to find an answer, and I think that might right now be switching to more of a man-to-man. You're leaving too many open men in this zone.
So for the Dinos, Orth has 5, Bennett 3, Sorensen 2. For South Summit, leading the way, it's Harris has 6, Hansen 5, Welch 6. Then comes Oscar Thorpe with 2, Bowen with 2, Johnson with 3, Morris with 1. South Summit 1 for 2 from the free throw line, 2 turnovers. Dinos 4 for 5 from the free throw line, 4 turnovers. That's quarter number 1. South Summit leading 25-10.
And just a spectacular first quarter, Sonny, building a 15-point lead early thanks to the hot hand they've been riding all across the board. They find the open guy, and they connect on their shots.
Harris with the ball, top circle. Looks over at his coach, and they'll set the offense. Guarded by Bennett, almost went over and back. Swings it over left side to the right side. Back it goes to Harris. Harris bounce pass inside. 3-point shot from the baseline right. No good. Rebound Dinos. That time Hansen couldn't get it to go. Here come the Dinos the other way to Bennett. Bennett back to the basket. Kicks it outside to Mortensen. Drives the baseline. Puts it up. No good. Whistle and a late foul. That was a late whistle, but I think a good call.
Yeah, late whistle, very good call. Ty goes up, and he just gets hammered, gets the elbow of justice thrown on his neck as he gets brought back down to earth. Now he gets rewarded with a trip to the charity stripe because of it.
4 for 5 from the free throw line as a team for the Dinos. First free throw up and no good. Foul number 2 on Hansen. Team foul number 1 on South Summit.
And Ty, one of the more consistent free throw shooters on this team, an 80% shooter from the line, goes 0 of 2 on that trip.
Rebound comes down to South Summit. Wildcats will bring it up the floor. They've slowed things down a little bit here in the second quarter so far on the offensive side of the ball. Swings over the right side, goes to Welch. Down in the paint, shot from 12, no good. Air ball by Hansen out of bounds, and the Dinos will take over.
It's one of those weird things, Sonny, where when they get the shot inside the arc, they're just not falling, but as soon as they get beyond three-point range, that's when they're being able to pour it in.
Bizzoni with the ball, past the half-court stripe, guarded closely by Harris. Picks up his dribble, swings it over to Warburton on the left side. Pass down underneath to Orth. Orth in the paint, spin move, shot partially blocked. It goes back to South Summit, and we come the other way. Harris brings it inside, swings it over in the corner. Here's a three-point shot up and no good by Oscar Thorpe, and the rebound comes down to the Dinos.
And the Dinos are thinking they're lucky stars right now. That one didn't fall in.
Mazzoni has it off his leg, gets it back. Over to Warburton. 3-point shot, baseline left, won't go. Rebound, scrambled forward. South Summit comes up with it. With the rebounds, Johnson will bring it up the floor. Johnson now finds a little gap, goes all the way in, kicks it outside, it goes to Harris. Harris brings it to the top circle, sets the offense, foul on the Dinos, a reach foul on Warburton. His first foul, team foul number 1 in the quarter for the Dinos. 6:20 left to play in the first quarter. South Summit leading 25-10.
Yeah, buckets hard to come by early on in quarter number 2, Sonny, but the pace still the same frantic fever that we saw in quarter number 1.
So South Summit with the basketball. Swing it over to the left side, it goes to Welch. Welch to Harris, down to the right side, it goes to Johnson. They'll swing it around the corner. Here's a 3-point shot from the left, up and no good that time by Harris. Battle for the rebound, goes out of bounds, and it'll belong to the Dinos. Good defensive set that time for Carbon. South Summit moved the ball well, but they really didn't have a real good shot at the basket.
Yeah, and that's a significant change from early on in the contest, Sonny, where it felt like every time if they moved the ball fast enough and often enough, they were going to find the open man.
Foul as Bazzoni tries to go around the screen. Foul's going to be on Harris.
And you got to give credit to the Dinos today. They've been laying down some pretty hard screens. We've seen Ty body a few kids to the ground alongside Kyler. Kyler has been just getting into the grill of the defensive players.
Bazzoni will come out. Into the ball game will be Sorensen. Also checking back in is Griffith for the Carbon Dinos. Sorensen with the ball, top of the key, goes left side now, gives it to Mortensen. Mortensen to Warburton on the baseline. Layup off the glass and in. Nice move that time by Carter. He gets his first basket of the ball game. 25-12. South Summit with the lead in the ball. Down on the baseline with it, it's Harris. Harris hangs it back outside. It goes to Welch. Welch to Harris between the circles, swings it right side. Johnson from 15. Won't go. Rebound comes down to the Dinos. Here comes Bennett up the floor down the left side. Takes it all the way. Step move into the paint. Score! Nice move by Bennett. He's got 5.
It was necessary, Senator. He would have found himself on the receiving end of a charge. Feet planted. He, instead of going right through, he sidesteps around.
Dinos need to stop here. Try to cut it to single digits. Swing it over to the right side. It goes to Johnson on the baseline. Stepping in front of the pass is Warburton. Turnover number 3 for the Wildcats. Down underneath. It goes to Bennett. Off the foot of Mortensen, and Bennett puts it up and in. He has 7. The assist by Mortensen off his foot, and it's 25-16.
I think you give it to him in the stat book anyway, Sonny. Yeah. That was fancy passing. You can see the soccer skills that Ty Mortensen possesses.
Foot and ankle assists there for the Carbon Dinos. Down low in the paint, shot up and blocked. Blocked by Mortensen. Morris tried to get the shot off, couldn't. Here's Warburton down on the right side. Cross-course pass goes to Bennett for 3. Off the glass for 3, no good. Rebound Warburton. Dinos get another chance as Sorensen gives it over to Griffith. Griffith picks up his dribble at the free throw line. Pass goes to Bennett. Bennett down to Mortensen. Off the glass and in. Here come the Dinos. Mortensen has 2. And it's a 25-18 game with 4:10 left to play.
A quick 8-0 run in favor of the Dinos. You can tell Ty's feeling himself after the assist. He gets the block, gets the finish on the other end. He's all over the place right now.
Harris drives inside. Ball knocked away, out of bounds off Warburton. Good defensive effort by Carter. Just couldn't save it. Yeah. Checking into the ballgame will be Bowen. Also checking back into the game will be Oscar Thorpe.
And I like the active hands by Warburton on that play. Carter does a good job getting in the passing lane. He may not have gotten the steal he wanted, but he gets the deflection. And we've seen South Summit struggle on these baseline out-of-bounds plays, especially on this left side.
Orth comes in for Mortensen. Here's a bounce pass. Point-blank shot won't go by Oscar Thorpe, and the rebound comes down to the Dinos. We have a whistle and a kick ball on South Summit. Dino basketball with 3:50 left to play in the first half, down to 7.
And the Dinos just come storming back in the back half of quarter number 2. I like what I'm seeing. They've calmed down a little bit. The road's not rattling them as it was in the first quarter.
Huge possession for the Dinos down to the baseline. Sorensen throws it away. Nice idea by Sorensen. He went on the baseline, and it left Bennett wide open for the 3 on the left wing, but he just overthrew him out of bounds. Turnover. Ball goes over to South Summit. You were standing up on that one waiting for the 3. If the pass was there, it was a possibility.
I was stoked, Sonny. I thought that was going to be it.
Timeout, South Summit. With 3:31 left to play in the first half, 25-18, Wildcats with the lead.
And, I thought that one was going to be an easy 3 for the Dinos. The concept was there. It was just the execution that flawed it. It was a little too much mustard on that hot dog as he goes soaring out of bounds. You saw a few young fans on that front row duck in terror as that ball comes flying towards their faces. They got a fun story to tell at school tomorrow, but the Dinos, I like the intensity I'm seeing. They're still bringing that same pace, but they've settled down a little bit. They've settled the seas. They're playing much more relaxed, much more in their element, and that's why we've seen them go on this 8-0 run.
5 players have scored for the Carbon Dinos, trailing 25-18 with 3:31 left to play in the second. 2 fouls on South Summit, only 1 on the Dinos. So foul situation with 3:31 does not look like it's going to be an issue here in this quarter, Aiden.
Yeah, it was much more apparent in quarter number 1, but this time both teams settling down a little bit, keeping the fouls in check.
With the basketball, it's Johnson. Has it knocked away in a turnover, number 4 for South Summit, and a whistle and a foul. Foul's going to be on Johnson. Dinos will throw it in front of the scorer's table with a fresh shot clock.
Bit of a foul of frustration coming from Johnson. Has the ball ripped away from him, goes to retaliate against Orth, and the ref usually is going to whistle that one who goes back and does retaliate.
In it comes. Griffith with the ball right side. Swings it over. Sorensen tried to get the ball down to Orth, tried to force it in there, knocked away, and turnover number 6 for the Dinos. Then we have an over and back the other way, so South Summit will give it right back to the Dinos. So 2 quick turnovers with 3:11 left to play. Dinos down 7 in the ball.
And we saw it in the JV game, Sonny. Players need to watch their reactions on these fouls. These refs aren't afraid to tee you up. And we're seeing a few players who are probably towing that fine line.
Mazzoni into the ball game, takes it inside, kicks it out. Bennett for 3. No good. Gets his own rebound. Then loses it. It goes over to South Summit, and they'll bring up the floor. Here come the Wildcats. Whistle. Offensive foul. Moving screen away from the ball. Nice defensive play that time by Sorensen to draw that foul.
You got to give it to him. He lays his body on the line for that one, and he's talking some smack as he walks back as the Dinos get the ball back on possession. 2:55 still, an 8-0 run. Just scoring settled down a little bit for both sides.
High intensity, good ball game so far. Orth takes it inside, lay it up and in. Count it, and a foul. He'll go to the free throw line for a chance for a 3-point play. He has 7 in the ball game, and the lead is down to 5.
Now, Sonny, they have outscored the Wildcats in this quarter 10-0. They've blanked the Wildcats so far. That's something that is very key. It looks like we got our one bad quarter of the game out of the way in the first. Now they're playing at the level we kind of expect from them after those first 2 games.
Orth to the free throw line for a chance for a 3-point play. Looks at the basket. Whistle. Substitutions coming in. Bennett comes out. Mortensen will come in.
I think Bennett's earned this rest, Sonny. He has been sprinting full speed back and forth. Ty with some fresh legs back on the floor as well, giving some defensive pressure again to the Dinos.
Orth free throws long off the back of the iron. No good. And rebound comes down to South Summit. They'll set the offense. Down low it goes to Hansen. Little shovel pass on the baseline to Welch, and a whistle and a foul on the Dinos. It'll be team foul number 2. Personal foul number 2 in the ballgame for Orth. And the Wildcats will throw it in on the baseline.
Yeah, a little bump and grind on that one along the baseline. Properly called, I think, against Orth as he's going to take a seat. He's got 2 in the contest, but Coach Brower probably making the right decision. Let him get a bit of rest. Get some of those non-starters into the contest.
Orth out, Warburton in, stolen on the inbounds pass by Mortensen. Fast break. Bizzoni ahead to Sorensen. Lay it up and in. Sorensen has 4. It's a 3-point game. And South Summit yet to score here in the second quarter with 2:25 left to play. 3-point shot from the right wing won't go. Out of bounds, Dino basketball.
And that last break was the Showtime Dinos action we've come to know and love. They swing the ball so effectively. Ty gets the steal, swings it up to Carter, down to Caleb for the easy up and in.
Yeah, that was a great fast break for the Dinos. Textbook. Bizzoni takes it all the way in. Nobody picks him up. He puts it up and in. It's a 1-point game for the Dinos. Here they come.
A 14-0 run. My goodness.
Wildcats with a basketball. Knocked away. The defense for the Dinos has just, the intensity level is huge. Shot up, no good. Rebound, Mortensen. Here come the Dinos the other way. Fast break. Bazzoni takes it in. Whistle on the jump ball, and the ball belongs to the Dinos.
That was an incredibly smart move on the break by Brighton Hansen. Wraps up the ball of Bazzoni as he's trying to go to the hoop. Doesn't reach in, doesn't make contact, just keeps a hold of the ball, and as a result, they get rewarded with the jump. Still going in favor of the Dinos, but he stops the break that's been so effective here in the second quarter.
Minute 47 left to play here in the second quarter. So at the end of one, it was 25-10. It's now 25-24 with a minute 47 left to play in the second quarter. Dinos outscoring South Summit 14-0.
That's an incredible stat, Sonny. 14-0 run.
And the ball goes into the backcourt, which is okay. Picked up by Warburton. Past a half-court stripe he comes. Whistle, touch foul. Not a touch foul. I guess you could say a push foul.
More of a hip check.
Yeah, on Hansen. Away from the ball, but that's team foul number 5. And Warburton will go to the free throw line with a chance, believe it or not, for the Dinos to take the lead here with a minute 40 left in the second.
Yeah, and after that abysmal start, Sonny, it felt like this one was over and done, but Warburton ties it up on that shot. A 15-0 run by the Dinos, blanking the Wildcats here so far in the second quarter. My goodness.
Carson Morris checks into the ball game. Second free throw by Warburton up and good. The Dinos have the lead. 4 points for Warburton in the ball game. It's a 26-25 Dino lead, outscoring them 16-0 here in the second quarter. Swing it over the corner. Baseline three, no good. The lid remains on the basket as Harris can't get it to go. Rebound comes down to Warburton. Fast break and a blocking foul on South Summit.
A fancy finish from Warburton, too, on the other end. Does a good job navigating in open space. Sees the defender still in motion. You can afford a little contact on that one if you're the offensive player. Warburton does just that, and he gets himself yet another trip to the line.
Foul on Harris. Now, they had the foul advantage in the first quarter, and it didn't happen, but it's happening here in the second quarter. They're going to the free throw line. Warburton hits another one from the line. He has 5 in the ball game, and the 5 fouls on South Summit compared to 2 for the Dinos is paying off in the second quarter. Warburton walks up, hits them both. He has 6 in the ball game. The Dinos are up 3. 28-25. 18-0 run for the Dinos here in the second quarter. South Summit moves the ball around on the perimeter, but good defense by the Dinos, giving them nothing. They can't even get the ball down underneath. Cross-court pass, swing it over in the corner. Harris fakes the 3, puts up a shot, no good. Rebound Bennett. Here come the Dinos again. Ahead it goes, lay it up, no good. Nice effort by Griffin, couldn't get it to go. The rebound, South Summit.
That's a tough shot on the run under the hoop.
South Summit trying to get the ball to go in the basket. 3-point shot from the baseline right. It won't go. No good by Harris. Rebound Dinos. Warburton with the ball on the right side. He traveled.
Yeah, got a little too excited, takes that extra step, and as a result gets whistled for it. But still, the 18-0 run and the 18-0 quarter for the Dinos continues. And Carter Warburton's played a big part of that. He's bought himself a few trips to the line, a few fancy finishes on the break. The defense has been stellar for Carbon.
Shot clock off. Game clock 23 and running. Standing at the top circle is Harris, and they'll wait for the last shot. A 3 will tie. A 2, they'll be 1 point short. It looks like they're okay with that. Swing it over to the left side it goes. This is Harris. Harris kicks it back outside. Shot blocked by Bennett. Picked up by Bennett. Shot at the buzzer. Off the glass. No good. And that's how the quarter ends. And the Dinos hold South Summit to 0 in the second quarter. What a run by the Dinos. to take a 28-25 lead.
My goodness, Sonny. I want to know what was said in that first quarter huddle. It obviously has inspired these young men to incredible heights. My goodness, an 18-0 quarter courtesy of the Dinos in a game that felt like it was a little lost. After that, they found themselves in that 15-point deficit at the end of the first quarter. They battle back, not only tie the game, they take the lead going into the halftime break.
We'll take a break. When we come back, Castle Valley Orthodontics halftime show. The Dinos lead 28-25 when we come back.
Hi, I'm Dr. Daniel Kelly, owner of Castle Valley Orthodontics. What's keeping you from having a perfect smile? We understand what you want from a local orthodontist. And here at Castle Valley Orthodontics, you'll be treated like family. Call Castle Valley Orthodontics at 637-2222 for a free consultation.
Looking for the perfect mattress? We've got you covered. At Bill's Home Furnishings, we have the largest selection of mattresses in eastern Utah, including the highly rated Serta Perfect Sleeper. And when it comes to price, we're competitive with anywhere in the state. But we're more than just mattresses. From quality furniture and home accessories to reliable appliances, we've got everything you need to make your house a home. Stop by Bill's Home Furnishings today, where selection, savings, and service meet. Right here in eastern Utah.
Looking for financial solutions? At Cache Valley Bank, they're here to help. Whether you need commercial loans, mortgages, or expert financial advising, they've got you covered. Visit them today on the corner of First West and Main Street. Cache Valley Bank, your partner in financial success.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
At A Perfect Smile, they specialize in transforming your smile with precision and care. From porcelain veneers and dental implants to orthodontics, crowns, and bridges, their expertise covers every aspect of general and cosmetic dentistry. Dr. Jackson and his team are here to address even the most challenging dental concerns, helping you achieve a smile you'll love. Ready for a smile makeover? Call A Perfect Smile today, 637-2100, to schedule an appointment.
Show your school spirit and support local high schools with the new Eastern Utah Community Credit Union debit and credit cards. Featuring designs for Carbon, Emory, and Grand High School, these cards let you carry a piece of your school's pride wherever you go. Plus, to make purchasing easier, Eastern Utah Community Credit Union has added the convenience of tap-to-pay and compatibility with major mobile wallets. Pick up your school spirit card today at any of the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union branches.
When your comfort is on the line, trust the experts who care. At Air Temp Heating and Cooling, we've been dedicated to keeping Castle Country cozy since 1999. Our certified technicians are ready with 24/7 emergency service and the latest knowledge in heating and cooling technology. As a proud Bryant authorized dealer, we'll do whatever it takes to ensure your home or business stays comfortable year-round. Call Air Temp Heating and Cooling today at 637-4468.
Hi, I'm Dr. Daniel Kelly, owner of Castle Valley Orthodontics. What's keeping you from having a perfect smile? We understand what you want from a local orthodontist. And here at Castle Valley Orthodontics, you'll be treated like family. Call Castle Valley Orthodontics at 637-2222 for a free consultation.
Welcome to the Carbon Dinos Halftime Report, brought to you by Castle Valley Orthodontics. Call 637-2222 and schedule your free consultation for a smile that will last a lifetime.
Welcome to the Castle Valley Orthodontics Halftime Show. Here from Camas, Utah, on the campus of South Summit, it's halftime. The Carbon Dinos lead South Summit 28-25, and in that second quarter, the Dinos outscored South Summit 18-0. That might be one of the best quarters of basketball I've seen Carbon play in a long, long time.
Oh my goodness, Sonny, we were talking about it right before we kicked it to break, but it felt like hope was lost after that first quarter. Down 25-10.
25-10.
And South Summit just shooting the lights out to come back from that quarter down 15, not only tie the game, but to take the lead and blank your opponent. That was spectacular basketball on every level, offensively, defensively. They kept things going. My goodness, Sonny, what an effort from the Dinos on the floor, and what a game plan in the second quarter by Coach Brower. That's a full team effort right there. He keeps the substitutions flowing, keeps fresh legs on the floor, and they keep rewarding him with some points on the board.
Yeah, the 5 fouls came quick. It did in the first quarter as well, but the Dinos didn't take advantage of it. They did in the second. They got aggressive on the offensive side, and they were shooting free throws. Warburton walked up and hit 4 free throws. They started shooting free throws. They took advantage of the foul situation. They also played tough defense. They moved the ball well on offense. Just a great first quarter for the Carbon Dinos. When you outscore somebody 18-0 in the quarter, you played a good quarter of basketball.
That you have, Sonny. And I think what's most impressive about that was that the Dinos at no point gave up. They continued fighting, and they were rewarded with it in the long run. I liked I think the biggest difference for them was in the first quarter they were playing at a very aggressive pace. They were playing frantically. At times, it was way too frantic. In that second quarter break, they took a deep breath, and they were able to collect themselves. They still have the intense pace. They're running the floor. They're setting themselves up on breaks, playing hard-nosed defense, but they're doing so in a more relaxed manner. They're letting the offense flow. They're not trying to force things up. They're playing their style of basketball, and they're being rewarded for it.
Absolutely. Take a look at scoring first for South Summit. Leading the way, Bill Harris, the junior. He has 6 points in the ballgame, along with Maddox Welch, the senior, with 6 points as well.
Yeah, and those two played a major role early on. They were part of that barrage of threes raining down from the Wildcats.
Brighton Hansen with 5 points, the senior, having a good first half. Johnson with 3, Oscar Thorpe with 2, Bowen with 2, and Morris with 1 for South Summit for a total of 25 points, all scored in the first quarter. They are 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Big advantage for the Dinos there. As we go to the Carbon side, you'll find that out. And 6 turnovers in the first half for South Summit.
Yeah, and when you look at the style of defense being played, especially down low, they're limiting those free throw opportunities by playing straight-up defense, especially Ty Mortensen. You got to highlight him always on the defensive end because he has such an impact there. He doesn't swing his arms wildly. He's not trying to go for highlight blocks. He sticks to his fundamentals. He goes straight up, tips the ball against the backboard or up in the air, and he's rewarded for it by not fouling. When you watch him play, Sonny, he looks like a player who has far beyond his years in terms of defensive awareness.
So take a look at the Carbon Dinos leading the way right now. 2 players, Kyler Orth with 7, and Logan Bennett with 7 for the Carbon Dinos.
And Orth was the one who kept them afloat in that rough first quarter. He kept the scoring going. He stayed aggressive. He was playing his style of basketball early on. Now, in the second quarter, the defense started keying off that. You saw a lot of double, triple teams being thrown his way. And that's where the play of Bennett came in. He was able to come in and fill that slasher role that Orth was cut off from due to the aggressive nature of the defense. You also have to give a lot of credit to Carter Warburton. He has been excelling in the break, whether it be fancy finishes at the rim or buying himself trips to the line. He's been doing it all for the Dinos on the offensive end.
Yeah, Orth has 7, 4 from the free throw line. Then comes Carter Warburton with 6. 4 of his 6 points are from the free throw line as well. Then it is Sorensen with 4 coming off the bench, Bazzoni with 2, and Mortensen with 2 for the Dinos. They're 8 for 12 from the free throw line. They've shot 10 more free throws than South Summit has in the first half. I think that is a huge stat. And the turnover situation pretty much even, 7 for the Dinos, 6 for South Summit.
Yeah, that 75% mark is just about where you want it. You want that 75-80 mark. We talked about that pregame. That's something the Dinos have massively improved on this year.
You've been listening to the Castle Valley Orthodontics Halftime Show. We're about ready for the start of the second half. We have some scores from around the state, Aiden.
We'll start over in Emory on our sister station, KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. Emory on upset alert against the Eagles of ALA 32-24 at the half. In Manti, a familiar region foe coming up right around the corner, up 23-22 at the half over Bonneville. Juab and Grantsville, we're going to be seeing Juab later on in the year. At the half, 24 Juab, Grantsville 20. And Delta, another team we're going to be seeing later on down the line, up at the halftime break. 21-18 over South Sevier.
So the Dinos go right to left on your radio dial. If you're listening tonight on 95.3 The Peak where the Dinos play, South Summit will get the ball first, and we are underway. Perimeter passing for the Wildcats. Pass goes down underneath between a couple of defenders, out of bounds off South Summit. Turnover number 1 to start the second half, and the Dinos with the basketball in a 3-point lead.
The defense picking up right where it left off.
Bizzoni kicks it outside. Mortensen gives it to Warburton. Warburton in the paint. Whistle and a reach foul.
Yeah, less of a reach, more of a wraparound on that one by Maddox Welch. He needs to be a little more careful with those fouls because you're going to help build up that total. Again, he's not in foul trouble personally, but the team has been throughout the game.
Inbounds pass is stolen. So both teams come up with the turnover to start the second half. Wildcats with the ball on the baseline. Harris picks up his dribble. Kicks it outside. Here's an open three for Bill Harris. Good. And that is a badly needed basket, and that is the first basket since the first quarter. We were tied at 28.
They needed that in the worst way, Sonny. Finally getting it.
Turnover out of bounds. What do they say here?
We have two refs pointing conflicting directions, Sonny.
We're going to have a conversation by the referees.
It's like a road sign in an old Disney
cartoon. And it
cartoon.
goes to South Summit. I think that's a good call.
I think that is too. Definitely looked like last touch Carbon. Fans on the South Summit side rightfully on their feet with the Carbon direction point.
Harris will bring it up the floor for the Wildcats. He'll stop at the top circle and set the offense. Looks over at coach, looks over a couple of times. 25 on the shot clock, plenty of time, goes left side. Picked up there by Bizzoni. Drives in the paint, little jump move. Outside it goes to Welch. Back to Harris. Kicks it outside, three-point shot down the barrel, up and off the glass, no good. Offensive rebound up, no good. Whistle on the foul. The three-point shot by Oscar Thorpe wouldn't go, but the offensive rebound underneath by Bill Harris, and he'll go to the free throw line to shoot 2. And that's what the Dinos were doing so good in the second quarter. Now South Summit with the chance to put a couple of points on the board at the free throw line.
And we talked about how disciplined he was during that halftime break, but Ty brings his arm down. That's what results in the foul.
First free throw by Harris is good. He has all 4. 29-28 to score. South Summit with the lead. As they come back. Second free throw is up and good as well. Harris has 5. All 5 points belonging to him here in the third. 30-28 score in favor of South Summit. Bizzoni with the ball. Guarded by Harris. Swings it over to the right side. It goes to Warburton. Warburton now puts the ball on the ground. Cross-court pass goes over to Orth. Orth drives in the paint. Finds a little gap. Lays it up and in. Nice aggressive move by Orth. He found that gap in the lane. Gets the easy 2. Tied at 30.
He does, Sonny, and it was beautiful execution that go-around.
Shot up and good. As we go back the other way, Oscar Thorpe with the basket.
And Warburton with another ankle breaker sends a man flying. Joey Harris touches earth as Carter splashes it down from the left corner.
33-33. Rebound comes down to the Dinos. We come the other way. Warburton for 3. This time no. Rebound Bizzoni. Beautiful rebound. Down underneath the Orth. Put it up and in. The offensive rebounds, one of the most important things in the game of basketball. And it gives the Dinos 2, and they're up by 2, 35-33.
And it shows the heart of Bizzoni Sunday. One of the shortest players on the court, elevates over everyone to pull it down.
3-point shot by Harris, right side, good. And isn't it funny how a team doesn't score for an entire quarter, and they come out here and they have a quick 11 points within 3 minutes.
It is pretty impressive, Sonny, and you got to give a lot of credit to Bill Harris and Blake Osgathorpe, the main contributors of this run. Namely Harris, he has been raining it down, Sonny. He's a menace from beyond the arc.
Bizzoni with the ball, past a half-court stripe. He goes right side, picked up by Harris. Now hands it over to Mortensen. Mortensen drives inside, baseline, shot up, no good. Gets it back, up and in. So he worked his way into the basket. First shot, no good. Got the offensive rebound and the easy putback. 37-36 Dinos.
Now it looks like both teams have put it together. This is the game we were expecting from the jump.
Harris for 3. Good.
Harris does a good job with the fake pass out to the corner, splits Bizzoni, and he's able to get a wide open look.
Joey Harris, his first three of the ball game, 39-37. Back the other way, off the glass, shot by Bennett, no good. Rebound comes down to the Wildcats. Oscar Thorpe with it in the paint, shot up, blocked by Mortensen. Rebound comes down to Bennett. Here come the Dinos the other way. Orth for three. No good. Rebound saved by Oscar Thorpe. And here come the Wildcats the other way.
Had to pull a little Michael Jackson, Sonny. He hits the lean, tiptoes the sideline, able to keep it alive.
3-point shot. Good. Welch has 9, his third three of the ball game, and it's a 42-37. South Summit lead. They lead by 5 with 4:06 left to play in the third. Nothing like the second quarter for South Summit.
And that last shot, Sonny, barely touched the net. It was like a teardrop falling from the ceiling. And it gives South Summit some much-needed life. They're able to build back from that scoreless second quarter. This is what we were more expecting to see of them in the second, but they just couldn't make a shot. Now Coach Brower wisely calling a timeout, slowing that momentum, hoping to get the Dinos back on track.
You know, I'm a firm believer is that you got to see the ball go in the basket to get out of the slump that you're in, and they did. And since then, their offense is back playing the way it was in the first quarter, not the way it was in the second. However, a lot to do with that second quarter was the defense the Dinos put on South Summit.
Yeah, and you want to see them get back to that hard-nosed intensity we saw in the second quarter. Not been lacking, but it hasn't been as concrete.
Griffith in the ball game, gives it to Bennett. Bennett with the pass over to Warburton, too high and goes out of bounds. Turnover number 9 for the Carbon Dinos, and it goes back to South Summit with a 5-point lead in the ball.
And South Summit just ready to go. They're trying to get that ball in as fast as they can. They're like a greyhound on the first day of hunting season, Sonny.
Joey Harris all the way to the basket. Nobody picks him up. He goes right in for the easy two. And it's a 44-37 South Summit lead. All South Summit here in the third. Whistle and a foul.
And we saw it last year. Joey Harris is a player who can get going quickly. And when he does, you better be on watch.
Jack Johnson went for the steal, commits the foul, team foul number 2. His third foul of the ball game. Then it comes to Warburton in the backcourt, picked up by Joey Harris. Goes inside in the paint, spin move, shot up and good. Harris fell down, and Warburton said, wow, there's nobody standing in front of the basket, and he gets the easy 2. A turnover the other way for the Dinos. Fast break, 3-on-3. Bounce pass goes underneath. The shot up and no good by Griffith. Rebound comes down to Lufus, who checked into the ball game on the last dead ball for South Summit.
And you need to watch him on the 3, Sonny. He's a sharpshooter, but a steal by Warburton.
Warburton, spin move in the paint. Loses it. Goes to Bennett. Off the glass. Good.
Counted as an assist.
The ball went to the right place, and Logan Bennett has 9, 44-41. What a game we have here tonight.
Oh, I love the energy here, Sonny. It's spectacular here in South Summit.
Wildcats set the offense. Joey Harris with it. Directs traffic, guarded by Sorensen, who checked in on the last dead ball for the Dinos. Kick it outside to Harris again. Harris cross-court pass goes to Loftus. Swing it over to the right side, Harris. Back to Joey Harris. Joey, 4 on the shot clock. Guarded closely by Warburton. Whistle and a reach foul. The shot clock was at 1, and Carter played great defense. If he just wouldn't have reached in there, it was going to be a violation. He commits the foul with 1 second on the shot clock. But that's aggressiveness is fine.
And sometimes you just get a little too over-aggressive. You feel yourself, you think you can get that turnover, you go for it, but that time a little too aggressive by Carter.
2:31 left to play third quarter, 44-41. South Summit with the lead. Checking into the ballgame will be Orth. Mortensen will come out. Loftus gets it in, and it comes to Welch. Oscar Thorpe on the baseline. Double team, jump ball. Nice play, and it will go over to the Dinos. Great play by Sorensen, and Sorensen's aggressiveness tonight has not gone unnoticed.
It has not, Sonny. He has been all over the place on the defensive side of things. I love watching the energy he brings.
Orth for 3. Baseline left, no good. Warburton with the offensive rebound. Griffith finds a gap. Layup, no good, and the rebound comes down to Bowen. And here come the Wildcats back the other way with a 3-point lead. All the way to the basket in the lane, shot up, no good. Offensive rebound, good. Welch took it all the way, missed the shot, but Carson Morris with the offensive rebound and the putback, 46-41.
Talk about getting your first points of the game in style. What a putback for Morris.
Warburton on the baseline. Shot up, no good, whistle, and a late foul.
And that one coming from
that's a good call.
It is. That one coming from the bench official making the whistle. And like you said, a wise call. Definitely contact on the arm as Warburton drives and gets it to the rim. South Summit, to their credit, has played a much better half in terms of avoiding unnecessary fouls. They've only committed 3 so far, but that is going to be the 4th personal foul whistled against Bowen. And he's been a key defensive presence for him.
Carter has 12. Most of those 12 from the free throw line. He's hit a couple of threes. 46-42. Solid game for Carter. One more free throw to come. Second one is up. This time short off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound comes down to the Wildcats. Oscar Thorpe gets it ahead. It goes to Morris. 24 on the shot clock. They'll set the offense with a minute 27. Now he goes in the paint, lays it up, no good. Whistle and a blocking foul on Carbon.
And that was just a good move by Osgathorpe. He's guarded closely by Orth. He dribbles with the left or the right, and then he buys the overcommitment, able to drive with his left, gets to the rim, gets fouled, has a chance at the line.
Oscar Thorpe will shoot free throws. First one for the senior. 5 points in the ball game. Gets the roll. Make it 6. 4 for 5 as a team from the free throw line tonight for South Summit. One more free throw to come for Blake. He'll eye the bucket for his second free throw. Puts it up. Short off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound Sorensen. Sorensen will bring it up the floor on the right side. Now swings it over to Griffith. Drives in. Finds a little gap. Off the glass. No good. And rebound comes down to Welch. Here come the Wildcats. He'll bring it up the floor himself down the left side. Picked up by Bennett. And then throws it out of bounds.
And Griffith has had open looks at the basket time and time again, but you can tell he's waiting to see that ball go through the net. He's someone who's ready to explode if that lid can come off the basket. He's doing everything right. The shots just aren't falling.
Bazzoni brings it past the half-court stripe. Bounce pass goes to Orth, back to Bazzoni, to the basket, off the glass, no good. Tipped up by Orth, no good. And the rebound comes down once again to Welch. Welch will bring it up the floor. Between the circles, goes around the screen, drives in, kicks it out to Joey Harris. Harris looked at the coach. He'll pull it out and reset the offense with 24. 42 on the game clock. Back outside it goes to Joey Harris. Bounce pass down in the paint. Goes to Welch. Welch to Oscar Thorpe. Back to Welch. Free throw line good. Welch has 11. He's heated up. 49-42. Shot clock off. Orth from the three-point line. Drives in the paint. Kicks it outside to Sorensen. Back to Orth on the right side. 18 seconds left, third quarter. Orth with the ball. Drives in the paint. Puts up a shot. Some contact, no whistle, and we come the other way.
Coach Brower not happy about that one.
Welch with the ball. 7 seconds left to play. Gives it to Harris. Harris back to Welch. Welch from deep. No good. That's how the quarter ends. But a good quarter for South Summit. They answered the bad quarter in the second. And after 3, the Wildcats lead the Dinos 49-42.
Yeah, and it was a much improved. We talked about it early on. Seeing that first basket from Harris go through at the start of the third made all the difference in the world for the Wildcats. They were able to really calm themselves using that halftime break, and it shows in dividends on the floor. They're much more relaxed. They're hitting their shots. They're moving the ball like they did in that first quarter where they scored 25. Now able to really break away a good quarter for South Summit. Carbon needs to bring back some more of that defense you saw in the second quarter. They've gotten away from that. They need to get back, and you also want to see them slow down just a little bit in those half-court sets. They're trying to push the pace, but at the same time, they need to slow it down just a touch. You want to play fast, but you want to play controlled. Carbon's been lacking that control in the third.
South Summit outscores the Dinos 24-14 in the third. Scoring by quarters. It's incredible. 25-10 South Summit after 1. In the second quarter, the Dinos outscored South Summit 18-0 to take a 28-25 lead. In the third quarter, South Summit outscores the Dinos 24-14. They lead 49-42.
Now we get to see if it's just that basket that's been the magic one, because every time the team's been on it. But 8 final minutes. Dinos down 7. Sonny, they're going to need another second quarter here in the fourth if they want to come away with the win here.
With the basketball, it is South Summit. Down underneath, the shot up off the glass is no good. Jump ball, and it will go to the Carbon Dinos. That time, Oscar Thorpe couldn't get it to go. Dino basketball on the jump. 7:50 left to play. 49-42.
I like the ending of that jump ball from Sorensen. He rips it away after the whistle. He's asserting himself in that situation. He's showing, hey, we're not backing down. He sends a message to the whole team.
Bazzoni, nice bounce pass to a cutting Sorensen, who gets the easy two. Great play by the Carbon Dinos. 49-44. Back the other way. Three-point shot down the barrel. Good. Bill Harris has 11.
And he's been playing lights out, Sonny, here, as that one goes off his foot.
Timeout called by South Summit. It went off Carbon's foot into the backcourt to a Carbon player. South Summit player had it. South Summit calls the timeout. They give it to him with 7:18 left to play and an 8-point lead. And South Summit with the basketball.
Yeah, that one was going to be a backcourt violation, so Bazzoni waiting to see how it plays out. He sees contact with South Summit, dives at the ball. I like the idea, but South Summit able to whistle that timeout quick enough because they did have possession of it.
Right.
But you'd prefer that to an unnecessary turnover backcourt. Let him set up along the sideline, get something set in the half court. Now, clock ticking. South Summit trying to continue this explosive second half effort. They're not showing any signs of slowing down. Carbon trying to get their footing back.
Let's do a game reset here. We are in the fourth quarter. South Summit leads the Carbon Dinos 52-44. There has not been a foul called in the fourth quarter as of yet.
That there hasn't.
That's how we sit.
Over on our sister station, KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM, the Emory Spartans down double digits to the Eagles of ALA, 56-43 with 6:50 and ticking in the fourth quarter.
7:18 left to play. In it comes. Comes to Joey Harris in the backcourt, picked up by Griffith, now swings it over to the right side. It goes to Johnson. Johnson down on the baseline. This is Hansen. Here's a three-point shot by Harris, no good. Rebound. South Summit underneath, put it up and in. Nice offensive board by Johnson. Basket by Welch. He has 13, 54-44. Back the other way, Orth off the glass. That ball was halfway down and popped out. And the rebound comes down to South Summit. Bad luck that time for the Dinos.
It's like a claw machine watching it pick up your toy and drop it right back down.
3, good. Maddox Welch, 16. 10 in the second half. He's had an incredible second half of basketball with rebounds, making plays, and shooting the basketball. Down underneath, it goes to Sorensen. Mortensen swings it outside of Bazzoni. Spin move in the paint. Back to Mortensen. 10 feet from the basket. Works his way in. Puts up a shot. Traveled.
Yeah, he's trying to get that shoulder, and he's playing good old-fashioned back to the basket basketball. And instead, he takes one too many steps in between dribbles, gets whistled for it. Timeout called by the Dinos.
Timeout, Carbon. 6:24 left to play. 57-44. South Summit the lead over the Carbon Dinos when we come back.
Hey there, food lovers. It's Bill Hicks from Farlano's Cafe, your new favorite spot for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Whether you're craving a hearty omelet, a fresh salad, our golden curly fries, or our mouth-watering pastas, we've got you covered. And we're open 7 days a week. So come on down to Farlano's Cafe, where every meal is a celebration. Remember, it's where the locals eat. Visit us at Farlano's, where great food and great company come together. See you soon.
Carbon Dino basketball continues on 95.3 The Peak.
Welcome back. Carbon Dino basketball. South Summit with it. On the baseline. Shot up and no good. Saved. And South Summit will get another chance. Good hustle by Welch. Kicks it outside to Joey Harris, and they reset the offense at the top circle. Guarded there by Sorensen. Goes around a high screen set. It goes over to Welch on the left side. Cross-court pass goes to Harris. Harris thought about the three, changes his mind, goes to Joey Harris. Joey goes around this hard screen. Back outside to Welch. Welch lays it up on the baseline, no good. Offensive rebound, they get another chance. Three-point shot by Harris, no good, and a rebound Bazzoni. Double teamed in the backcourt, gives it to Mortensen. Mortensen breaks the press, takes it all the way, lays it up, no good. And the rebound comes down to South Summit. Back the other way we come, behind the back pass, good. Harris with the behind-the-back pass to Welch. He lays it up and in. 18 for Welch. We come back the other way, and Orth has 2 for the Dinos. And the pace has picked up tremendously. 59-46, Wildcats lead. They have the ball. Drive in, shot up and good. Harris has 7. Now they're not missing. 61-54, Wildcats whistle. Foul on the ground. The Dinos will throw it in on the baseline.
I don't think I've ever seen a team as up and down as South Summit has been tonight. How do you go scoreless for one quarter and now being unable to miss? They are playing lights out right now, Sonny. The pace is back to where it was at the start of the contest, and that's where South Summit really found themselves with their biggest advantage, building a 15-point lead in that frame. But this time they're doing it sans the fouls.
Griffith and Warburton checking into the ballgame. Reach foul.
Well, I spoke too soon
on Morris.
That one.
I'm sorry.
I spoke too soon on that one, Sonny. I said they were playing sans the fouls, and now they pick up a quick one.
2 team fouls, 5:02 left to play, 15-point lead for the Wildcats. Warburton throws it in, and it comes to Bozzoni on the right side. Griffith swings it over to Warburton. 3, baseline left, no good. High rebound comes down to South Summit. It's Morris. He'll bring it up the floor himself, goes around the screen, set by Morris. Carson Morris hands the ball off to Welch. Picked up by Bozzoni. Down on the baseline. Nice ball movement by South Summit. Blocking foul on Carbon. It'll be Griffith with the foul. Team foul number 1. They'll throw it now on the side, will the Wildcats.
And South Summit right now matching their biggest lead of the contest of 15, looking to build on that this offensive possession. They've played in a zen-like state this go-around as the ball gets poked out by Bozzoni. Good active hands on the sideline out-of-bounds play. But the Dinos are going to need to start making a comeback fast if they want to have a chance at this.
Yeah, 4 points so far in the fourth quarter for Carbon. 61-46, Welch finds a little gap. Kicks it outside. Oscar Thorpe gives it back to Welch. Welch from 15. Good. Just inside the 15-foot free throw line for Welch. He has 20 in the ball game. 63-46. Bennett drives inside. Ball knocked out of bounds off the foot of Carbon, and it will be a turnover. Ball goes over to South Summit with 4:12 left to play. 63-46 the score. Wildcats with the lead.
Despite a slow start from Welch, he's matched his season average with 20, and he doesn't look to be slowing down anytime soon, Sonny. He has found his stride.
Morris with the ball. Morris hands it off. Loftus, who checked into the ball game, shot up no good. Offensive rebound. Shot it up and blocked as Oscar Thorpe had a good look at the basket, but blocked. We come the other way, whistle and a foul. Free throws. To the free throw line will go Carter Warburton on the fast break. Chance for 2.
And this is an area he's excelled at this game, Sonny. He can steady the ship in the final 3:51, get something going starting at the charity stripe. Ty picks up his 4th block on the defensive side of things to set that up.
Warburton at the free throw line, eyes the first one, puts it up, and it's good. 13 points for the senior. 10 for 15 for a team at the free throw line tonight for the Carbon Dinos. 3:51 left to play, 63-47 Wildcats. 3 fouls on South Summit, 1 on the Dinos. Second free throw by Warburton is up, and it is good as well. 14 for the senior. Making a living at the free throw line, 63-48. Full court pressure being applied by the Dinos. They need some turnovers.
That they do, and the defense looking like they know that.
Get past the 10-second stripe just in time. They'll set the offense. 17 on the shot clock. Loftus, ball knocked away, stolen. Bennett, all the way, lay it up and in with the left hand.
And you can tell he wanted to go up and try and jam that one home, but doesn't have quite enough elevation. Wisely opts for the finger roll instead.
Full court pressure, they break it. But the full court pressure the last few times on the foul on the Dinos, number 2, has kind of thrown South Summit's offense a little bit off rhythm.
It has. It's slowed them down.
Yeah.
It's made them kind of scramble once they get across that timeline because they're barely getting across it in the nick of time, and it makes them scramble in the half court trying to set something up. It's played well into the Dinos' hand.
Ethan Levitt checking into the ballgame for the first time. In the backcourt, it goes to Joey Harris. Harris kicks it over. Here's a three-point shot. Up and no good. Rebound comes down to Orth. Orth to Warburton. Fast break. 3-on-2. Give it ahead to Bennett. Shot point blank. Won't go. It wasn't an easy point blank shot. Rebound comes down to South Summit. 63-50. 2:43 left to play.
Yeah, had a hand in his face and likely around his waist too. He got absorbed a lot of contact but no whistle.
Joey Harris with it, guarded by Bennett. Perimeter passing. Johnson drives inside. Whistle and a blocking foul on Carbon and 2 free throws for Jack Johnson.
It's one of those situations, Sonny, where you want to play physical. You want to try and bump him out of the paint, but it's a situation where you'd be wiser to plant your feet, absorb the contact, and send yourself back flying. Put on a little show and send the ball the other way. And Brower teed up.
Technical foul on Coach Brower. So the Dinos will step back. .229 left to play.
And he was letting the ref hear it quite a bit because that was a pretty blatant foul against Bennett on the other end. I don't blame him for being frustrated. We talked about that with Coach Blank last week as he was John with the ref following a controversial call, and it shows your guys that you're there to stand up for them. I think it's a wise move by these coaches to occasionally pick up one like tech like that. Now, you don't always want to do it. You don't want to be doing it on a game-to-game basis, but it sends a message to your players.
Jack Johnson walks up, hits the 2 free throws. 6 for 8 from the line as a team, and now Jack Johnson will stay at the free throw line to shoot his 2 free throws. And then they'll get the ball.
Now talk
So
about
it's a huge, yeah.
You take away the basket from Bennett at the other end, and you get 6 on the other.
Wait a second, what are we doing here? The referees are going to have a conversation? Yeah, they got the 2 technicals.
Yeah.
Now they'll get the free throws. It was on the shot foul, so they'll get 2 more free throws, and they get the ball because of the technical. Free throw was up and short.
And that one bounces off the front of the rim. And the Dino Loyal on their feet right now.
1 more free throw to come.
Got about as quiet as a church house here for a second there, Sonny, as things try to get ironed out. Brower still arguing his case on the bench.
Free throw up and good. So Johnson makes 3 of 4, and now they'll get the basketball on the side because of the technical foul. So the 2 technical free throws, 2 free throws for the shot, and then they get the ball.
You're looking at a potential 8-point swing because the foul on Bennett could have resulted into 6 points potentially for the Wildcats. Right now, a 6-point swing as that series of fouls looks to be the dagger in the Dinos' heart.
66-50, 2:29 left to play. In the backcourt, it goes to Joey Harris, picked up there by Griffith. Swings it over the right side. Loftus with it, gives it back to Harris. Ball stolen, fast break. 2-on-1. Bennett takes it all the way, lays it up and in. Bennett has 13 off the turnover. 66-52, full court pressure broke by Joey Harris. Swings it over to Welch on the baseline. Ball knocked away, out of bounds, off Carbon. South Summit ball on the baseline.
And I like the intensity the Dinos are playing with now. That
Absolutely.
tag fired them up, just not even a little bit. They are playing with at a new level. I like what I'm seeing. Is it too late? Maybe 2 minutes left, but a hot shooting streak and another scoreless stretch for the Dinos could propel them here.
3-point shot, up and no good. Rebound Dinos. Fast break the other way to Warburton. He can't control it, and then a foul on Carter. He had it, he lost it. It went into Johnson's hands, and Carter falls into him. That's team foul number 5 for the Dinos, and it'll be free throws for South Summit. We come down the other way with a 66-52 lead for the Wildcats with 1:53 left to play.
And it's one you can't even fault Carter on for picking up that foul. His momentum was ahead of him. An object in motion, going to stay in motion. No amount of emergency brakes is going to stop him as he went careening into the back padding.
Team foul, personal foul number 4 on Warburton. The free throw is up and good. Johnson has 7. 1, 2, 3, 4 of his last 4 points all at the free throw line. And a chance for one more, 67-52.
That's the perk of being the designated technical shooter, Sonny.
And the senior walks up and hits him. 68-52. Minute 50 left to play. Dinos with the ball, it's Bennett. been at the free throw line. Pass down underneath to Sorensen off the Wildcats, and the Dinos will throw it in on the baseline.
And the Dinos.
Minute 43 left. In the Orth. Shot off the glass, no good. Tough shot. Couldn't get it to go. Rebound comes down to South Summit. 3-point shot left. No good by Loftus, and the rebound underneath. Another offensive rebound for South Summit. They get another chance.
And the offensive rebound has separated them, Sonny. They do an excellent job buying themselves second chances.
Whistle and a foul. Foul on Griffith. Minute 17 left to play, 68-52. South Summit with a 16-point lead and shooting free throws. Now, the foul situation this quarter has been advantage South Summit, and they've taken advantage of it.
And it's the first time we've seen it, but they have struck from the line, Sonny. They went into half. They hadn't shot very many from the stripe, but now they're getting their opportunities, and they're making them pay.
First free throw up and no good by Morris, and he'll have one more to come. 9 for 13 from the free throw line tonight.
And that last foul felt more like a foul of frustration. You know, you get crossed up a little bit. The student section gets on their feet. You want to get your get back, and unfortunately, lots of times that's going to result in you picking up a foul.
Second free throw by Morris is up and good. Dinos with the basketball, minute 14 left to play. Sorensen with a spin move and a foul on the ground. Foul on Loftus.
And you got to talk about the comeback that they had following that terrible second quarter. South Summit been playing stellar since then. Got to give them a lot of credit. It takes a lot to bounce back from a quarter where you're outscored that heavily.
Curtis checks into the game for the Dinos. There's a foul on the ground. Team foul number 5 and free throws for the Dinos. To the free throw line goes Orth. He'll shoot 2.
And the Dino Loyal not happy, Sonny, that now they're getting this call, but it was a right call, and I think for the most part the refs have called this one very consistently. Got to give them a lot of credit. It's a tough job down there, but I think they've called it fair. They've allowed physicality, but they've called it both ways as if they were allowing physicality.
Second free throw by Orth is up and good. He makes them both. The Dinos have shot 18 free throws. With the basketball, South Summit, we have a whistle. What do you got?
Looks like they're whistling it off the ball, maybe, based on where he was pointing.
I think we got some blood on the court, I believe. Yeah. So that's the stoppage in play with a minute 4 left to play. 69-54 the score. South Summit with the lead over the Carbon Dinos.
And they've done a stellar job. They just couldn't miss in the second half. Sonny, sharp shooting on the half of the Wildcats has just been stellar. It's helped power them to this advantage.
So we'll take a break because there's a break in the action with a minute 4 left to play. Carbon Dino basketball, 95.3 The Peak. This is where the Dinos play.
Step inside the brand new designer home interior showroom on Main Street in Spanish Fork. Everything you need in one place. Hardwoods, LVP, carpet, cabinets, countertops, window coverings, furniture, rugs, and accessories. They carry all the major brands you know and trust. Plus, with professional designers on staff, you'll get the experts to bring your vision to life. Visit dhifloors.com today and request a quote. Designer Home Interiors, where design and style come together under one roof.
You're listening to Carbon Dino Basketball on the Peak, KRPX 95.3 FM.
Welcome back to quite a high-pace, intense game tonight.
Oh, it's been fun.
It's been fun.
It's been very fun. And both teams leaving it all out on the court, but a stellar second half from South Summit has propelled them here. After going scoreless in the second, they've turned it all around, and they have been shooting the lights out, Sonny. They couldn't miss. They really couldn't miss after a quarter where all they could do was miss.
Yeah, they played 3 excellent quarters and 1 not very good quarter.
Yeah, I think not very good is the nice way to put it, but they bounced back, and you got to give them credit for it. They battled through.
Yep, Morris with it. Under a minute left to play in the ball game. 69-54 the score. Fast break the other way. Shot up, no good, whistle and a foul. And a blocking foul on South Summit and free throws for the Dinos.
He couldn't get his feet set soon enough, and that's a lucky call for Orth. He dropped his shoulder in as if he were a running back trying to plow through a linebacker. And looks like more blood.
Yep, we're going to take Levitt out of the ball game.
And they're going to go back and clean off more blood, Sonny. That's been a problem. Only the last minute of the game as just blood continues to pour onto the court here at South Summit.
Is that not a shoot? Was that a shooting foul? Or
Well, it was a shooting foul.
Okay.
Orth was in the process of going up, so they were lining up for the shot at the charity stripe.
So free throws. Well, it's team foul number 5 anyway, so free throws for the rest of the way for both teams. 69-54 the score. South Summit with the lead here. Under a minute left to play.
Well, Sonny, the defending state champs are already back in mid-season form. Morgan defeats North St. Pete 81-30. That's a good basketball team.
Yeah.
Good football team, too.
Yep.
They're good at a lot of things.
Yes, they are.
But back here, 69-54, just the blood just keeps going, Sonny. That's something that you normally see earlier in the game, the final minute when it's pretty much all but decided. As they continue to clean the floor, things just continue as a little kid bumps our camera. That's why it's looking a little bit off kilter, 69-54.
48 seconds left to play. Free throws for the Dinos. At the free throw line. First one up and good. Orth has 16. One more free throw to come. Second free throw is up and good as well. 17 points for Orth. Fast break down the other way. Here we go. Kick it outside. 3-point shot. Under a minute left to play. No good. Rebound Dinos. With it, it's Orth. Orth swings it over the right side. Curtis tries to get it back down to Orth, and a turnover, and we come the other way.
It was the right read, but South Summit does a good job jumping right in front of it.
3-point shot up and good. Calvin Loftus for 3, and it's 72-56.
And they find more blood on the floor.
Stoppage in play.
I don't know. You got to give it to Carbon. When this happened on their court, they did a very thorough job the first go-around. Now we're stopping the play constantly. Back and forth we go. So shout out to the Carbon training staff for being able to get a hold of that first go.
22 seconds left to play, 72-56 the score.
And that 3 feels like the dagger in the hearts of the Dinos. It felt like they even had momentum going in their favor, but that one kind of dampens the mood.
Dinos with the ball. Swing it over to the left side. It goes to Curtis. Curtis to Mortensen. Mortensen cross-court pass knocked out of bounds off the Dinos. And South Summit will have the ball with 9 seconds left to play.
And they'll probably just dribble this one out, close the game with a 16-point advantage, 72-56. It was a hard-fought win for South Summit. They did a good job battling through a lot of adversity after that second quarter, but they come back and they asserted themselves in the second half, building that 72-56 lead.
So the final score tonight, 72-56, South Summit with the win over the Carbon Dinos when we come back to Eastern Utah Community Credit Union postgame show.
Show your school spirit and support local high schools with the new Eastern Utah Community Credit Union debit and credit cards. Featuring designs for Carbon, Emory, and Grand High School, these cards let you carry a piece of your school's pride wherever you go. Plus, to make purchasing easier, Eastern Utah Community Credit Union has added the convenience of tap-to-pay and compatibility with major mobile wallets. Pick up your school spirit card today at any of the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union branches.
Golfers, get ready for year-round fun at Swing and Swear. Step into the action with over 43,000 world-class courses to choose from. No passport required. Rain or shine, you can tee off indoors. Multiple bays, club rentals, tables, chairs, and concessions. It's the perfect spot to practice your game, celebrate with friends, or spend time with family. From the serious golfer to first-timers, everyone is welcome to join the fun. Swing and Swear, located just off Ridge Road. Call 299-6200 to schedule a tee time today.
Hi, I'm Mackenzie Smith. After 6 years as a nurse, I've learned that sometimes our bodies just need a little extra support. That's what IV therapy can do. It can help you bounce back quicker after an illness, recover faster after a workout, ease migraines, and even improve focus and energy. Think of it as giving your body a direct line to the hydration and nutrients it needs to feel its best. I'd love to help you find the right blend for your goals. Reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram at wellness.iv.utah.
Looking for the perfect mattress? We've got you covered. At Bill's Home Furnishings, we have the largest selection of mattresses in eastern Utah, including the highly rated Serta Perfect Sleeper. And when it comes to price, we're competitive with anywhere in the state. But we're more than just mattresses. From quality furniture and home accessories to reliable appliances, we've got everything you need to make your house a home. Stop by Bill's Home Furnishings today, where selection, savings, and service meet. Right here in eastern Utah.
Show your school spirit and support local high schools with the new Eastern Utah Community Credit Union debit and credit cards. Featuring designs for Carbon, Emory, and Grand High School, these cards let you carry a piece of your school's pride wherever you go. Plus, to make purchasing easier, Eastern Utah Community Credit Union has added the convenience of tap-to-pay and compatibility with major mobile wallets. Pick up your school spirit card today at any of the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union branches.
You're listening to Carbon Dino Basketball on the Peak, KRPX 95.3 FM.
Welcome back to the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union postgame show. Once again, the final score tonight, South Summit with the win over the Carbon Dinos 72-56, outscoring the Dinos 23-14 in the fourth quarter, 24-14 in the third quarter. They played a great second half. They were outscored by the Dinos in the second quarter, 18-0. But they outscored the Dinos in the first quarter, 25-10.
Yeah, and you have to give them a lot of credit, Sonny. That's a lot of adversity you face in the second quarter, being outscored 18-0. To be able to come back and bounce back in the third and fourth quarter, dominate the remainder of the game, it speaks to how solid of a team this is. And you look through the scoring totals, Sonny, nearly everyone on the roster got involved. Everyone pouring in a few points here and there. It's incredible.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, you don't score a point in the second quarter, it's easy to just say, wow. But they didn't. They were only down 3 because they played a good first quarter, and they came out and they played a very good third quarter and got the momentum back. But I don't think the Dinos lacked any effort tonight whatsoever. I've seen this team play three games now, and the effort is just at a high level.
Yeah, the effort has remained the same throughout, and that's what sets this team apart, Sonny. They don't quit. They could have looked at that scoreboard any time in the fourth quarter and decided, nope, I'm going to clock it in for the day. I'm done with this. And they didn't. They keep on playing. The same intensity shown through from the first whistle to the final buzzer. They just kept going. That's what I love about this culture Coach Brower has built during his short tenure here at Carbon High. He's done a good job in getting these kids to buy in to this never give up mentality.
Scoring for South Summit tonight, leading the way was Maddox Welch. He came into the ballgame in the second half and had 6 in the first. He had 14 points in the second half, but he had a ton of rebounds. He led the fast break. He played a great second half, did Maddox Welch. He finishes with 20.
Yeah, all-around game for Welch. He does everything imaginable, and he does it well, matching his season average of 20. He's a sharpshooter. All it took was him seeing that ball go into the basket yet again, and he was off to the races.
Bill Harris had 11 in the ball game. Jack Johnson comes off the bench with 8. He had a good showing coming off the bench as well for the Wildcats. Joey Harris, 7 points in the ball game. I really like the way Joey Harris controls the game for his team.
No, he steadies the ship. When things got a little too frantic, Joey Harris was there to settle the seas, slow the pace down just enough, and he's very shifty when he has the ball in his hands. He's able to navigate very well. He doesn't do a lot of scoring, but he distributes the ball well. He reads the lane very well. He's incredible to watch conduct an offense.
Blake Osgerthorpe had 6 points in the ball game. He had a good game as well. Brighton Hanson with 5. And then we have Morris with 2. That's Carson. Peyton Morris with 2. Riker Bowen with 2 points in the ball game. Calvin Loftus had 3 points in the ball game for South Summit. 10 players score for the Wildcats. They shoot 10 for 14 from the free throw line, 12 turnovers on the night.
Yeah, and when you can go 10 deep on a roster with all of them able to score, that's a benefit as you get into a deep season. Injuries are bound to happen, but knowing that you have a team who can run that deep, a major benefit.
Leading the way for the Carbon Dinos tonight, Kyler Orth had 17 points, 9 in the first, 8 in the second. He just had a great night all the way around.
That he did, Sonny. His defense was stellar. I liked how he ran the break. When he gets going, Sonny, and he's able to slash to the basket in the half court, you better look out because he's more than likely putting that ball in the hoop.
Carter Warburton finished with 14, had a couple of threes, shot very well from the free throw line. We've seen that all year so far for Carter as well. 14 points for him tonight.
And he drives aggressive, Sonny. He gets to the hoop with authority, and he's either going to give you a fancy finish or he's going to get hacked and make you pay at the line. I love watching Carter play because he has so much energy about him.
Logan Bennett finished with 13 in the ballgame, 7 in the first half, 6 in the second.
A balanced effort from Bennett. When he had that shot going, it felt like he was unstoppable. But unfortunately for all of the Dinos, there were just times where the ball wasn't falling into the basket.
Caleb Sorensen with 6 points tonight. The senior came off the bench and gave the Dinos some energy.
He did. He provided a lot of energy. We talked about his effort in the middle of the game because it was showing. It's not going unnoticed. He runs the court. He is nonstop. As soon as he checks in, you're in for a show.
Ty Mortensen had 4 points in the ballgame, played good on defense, had a lot of blocks again, as he has every game. And then Jackson Bazzoni finished with 2 tonight for the Carbon Dinos.
Yeah, 4 points for Mortensen to go along with 4 blocks. His impact on offense is mainly felt with those blocks because they set up breaks for the Dinos. He does a good job keeping it in bounds.
Yeah, absolutely. Free throws for the Dinos. They shot 20 tonight. They made 15, and they had 13 turnovers.
And, you know, they very even turnover battle. They kept a very clean game for the most part. And you're going to have those turnovers. Coach Brower has talked about it before. You run a very fast-paced offense. You're going to have those turnovers. What matters is that you don't let them define you. And the Dinos don't do that.
You're listening to the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union post-game show on 95.3 The Peak, where the Dinos play. Once again, the final score tonight, South Summit with a 72-56 win over the Carbon Dinos. We'll be back with more right after this.
Show your school spirit and support local high schools with the new Eastern Utah Community Credit Union debit and credit cards. Featuring designs for Carbon, Emory, and Grand High School, these cards let you carry a piece of your school's pride wherever you go. Plus, to make purchasing easier, Eastern Utah Community Credit Union has added the convenience of tap-to-pay and compatibility with major mobile wallets. Pick up your school spirit card today at any of the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union branches.
The time is now to join the JN Auto Experience. Browse quality used cars, trucks, and SUVs at our price or Huntington lots. JN Auto can even help you get financing. Get fast, expert mechanic service to keep your vehicle running smoothly. Treat your car to a spotless wash or make it shine with professional detailing. Even rent a car. All in one convenient stop. JN Auto. Driven forward.
What the Utah Miners Hospital offers is relatively unique in the country to help take care of people who have really dedicated their careers, their lives to hard work.
I have torn rotator cuffs in my shoulders. Honestly, I don't remember everything I've had done. I think I've had to wait 10 minutes one time. It's amazing that there's a fund out there. You have no medical bills.
If you're ready and you need us, please give us a call. We're happy to help.
Show your school spirit and support local high schools with the new Eastern Utah Community Credit Union debit and credit cards. Featuring designs for Carbon, Emory, and Grand High School, these cards let you carry a piece of your school's pride wherever you go. Plus, to make purchasing easier, Eastern Utah Community Credit Union has added the convenience of tap-to-pay and compatibility with major mobile wallets.
You're listening to Carbon Dino Basketball on the Peak, KRPX 95.3 FM.
Welcome back to the Eastern Utah Community Credit Union post-game show. Once again, the final score is 72-56. South Summit with the win over the Carbon Dinos tonight here in Camas. Great game. I'll tell you what, when the Dinos come back home, come out and watch this basketball team. You will not be disappointed. This team plays their hearts out.
No, this team leaves it all out on the floor. Talking to a few players preseason, and that was the message they wanted to send to fans, was that, hey, we are here to play. We are for real. We're going to win some ball games. And early on in the season, they have. Tonight just not going in their favor.
Well, we'll take a look at some scores from around the state tonight. Lots of basketball going on, including Emory down at home at Emory on our sister station. Aiden?
Yeah, looking at the scores from around the state, Sonny. Final score from Emory. Shocking result here. ALA blows out the Spartans 74-53 at the final buzzer. ALA wasn't pinned as a contender coming into the year, but making a statement over the Emory Spartans. Looking around the state and the 3A classification, Juab overcomes a tough Grantsville team 59-52. Delta defeats South Sevier 49-41. Manti beats Bonneville 57-49. And the defending 3A state champs already in mid-season form. We talked about this one. Morgan 81, North Sam Pete 30, a 51-point victory for the Trojans.
Our next game here on 95.3 The Peak, where the Dinos play, will be December 9th. We'll be back home. It'll be the Lady Dinos, as they will play South Summit. So South Summit, the girls will have to come down to Price. We will have that for you. Pre-game 6:30 and the tip-off 7 o'clock.
And that's a rematch of, again, one of the most thrilling games we've ever seen.
Yes.
A double overtime showdown between those two in the second round of the 3A playoffs earlier this year. That one, definitely want to come out and check this team.
Absolutely. That'll be our next broadcast. Tonight, once again, the final score, South Summit 72, the Carbon Dinos 56. And anything else before we call it a night here at Camas?
Go Dinos.
Go Dinos. Have a great evening. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. Once again, we'll see you December 9th at home, 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock tip-off, South Summit against the Lady Dinos at Carbon High School. Once again, the final score tonight, South Summit 72 and the Carbon Dinos 56. Have a great evening and good night.